The jungle here in the house. We are doing a round of each game here at Kojak's once again. It's Saturday night. You know you're ready to party and watch some exciting poker action, but tonight it's actually going to be a little more exciting than what we normally bring you. We're doubling the stakes here. Usually we'll do a $5 round of each game. Tonight it is a $10 round of each game. So we should be seeing a lot of action. We should be seeing a lot of big pots. And it looks like the lineup that we've got here tonight is very action-packed. We've got a lot of players. We've got a lot of gamblers out there. I haven't seen the lineup just yet, but judging by the hands, I can tell just a couple of people's hands up there. I can definitely see Jade, a fan favorite. Any two cards, Jade. We got Billy over there in the house. Looks like we've got a good lineup tonight here. And Jade, of course, playing any two cards, but that suited, the suited connectors, actually a little better than any two cards. She picks up the first pot of the night. Not too bad, a little $10, of which she tips half. Very generous. That's why she's a fan favorite. So we've got Jade, Adam, Michael, Billy, Eric, Kiko, and Robert. Looks like it's going to be a great night. The buy-in max is $3K. You saw the top four spots bought in for the max. A couple of people buying in for 1.5K. Not a bad decision, if you ask me. And we're doing $10 on the button. Jade had some money in her card area. Not a straddle, though. She was not sleepering. So action is on Adam with that ace Quisha. That ain't too bad. Adam is a good player. He's one that I've played several times against. And really enjoys the game. Kiko does not want to play with his suited connectors. I probably would have jumped in there. Very tight fold. We've got AD. AD coming in, buying in for 2K. Getting about 2/3 of the maximum buy-in, if my math serves me correctly. Now it looks like Kiko. Kikau. I'm pretty sure it's Kiko. That's a new name to me, so forgive me if I'm pronouncing it wrong. That is a new player that I have not... There we go. A little card mix-up here, but we handle it with aplomb. And let's see. Yeah, Kiko gets away from the jack. Not even a suited jack. Jade with the queen 10, picking up some good hands so far this evening. And it looks like she may go uncontested here, raising to 20. Just a simple min raise. Adam does decide to keep it going. Like that Saints hat, by the way, Adam. And Jade hits top pair. Pretty good kicker, but there are two spades on the board. Another spade would really make this pot interesting early on. And Jade actually smiling, looking happy. Putting out a bet of 30. And Adam lets it go. Adam lets it go after the board pairs with an 8. Jade did manage to turn a flush draw, so actually a lot of equity there. She takes down another pot. That's 2 pots going Jade's way so far this evening. How is everybody, by the way? Hope everybody's doing all right. We had Memorial Day last week. Coming off of that, no longer do we get a 3-day weekend this weekend, but yeah, you know, at least we got poker to get us through. Looks like it is going to be, like I said, I'm really excited about this lineup. I'm excited that we're doubling the stakes. There are a lot of straddles. As I say, that Jade puts out a $20 straddle, so that means if somebody wants to raise it up, they're going to have to raise it up way more than 20. You know, 60 sounds pretty reasonable. Michael decides to put it out to 100 with his fish hooks, the jiggities. Shout out Brad Owen. Oh, and Jade puts in another 80 with her straddle. She's got the element of mystery. She literally could have any two cards. And with that ace on the board, Michael's got to wonder, does she have an ace? But he decides to bet it anyway, and Jade gets out of the way. Now 60 of the $80 that Jade tossed in just now came to her already from a couple of pots. Michael already at the top, 3.1K. Still really close pack. Most everybody is right around their buy-in stacks, and You know, if you're new to poker, if you're new to this game, you may notice that when you sit down at a table, you tend to lose a couple of hands before you win a couple of hands. And that's totally fine. You know, that's the way the game goes. If you can top off, and, you know, if that's what you want to do, go ahead and top off. In a live game, it's not always practical to keep topping off like it is in online, where you just click a button and it automatically does that for you. AD with the ace quisha now, a suited variety here. He's got the ace quisha of clubs. And it looks like everybody's going to get out of the way. This, we got any two Jade here with the jack 10. And she does hit a jack. Oh, man, but AD flops the world. Top pair, top kicker, flush draw. And he does get there on the flush. Let's see if he goes ahead and bets it for value. 10? The bet was 10 and she calls. He got another couple bucks out of her. The old min raise. The min click, I love it. Love it. And looks like we are going to have some fun here. AD and Jade, I'm predicting to be the two action players of the night. We'll have to see how that goes. But it's looking pretty good so far. It's looking like we're getting used to the table. You know, it takes a little while for these players to warm up. We haven't really seen any big pots just yet. But I imagine that they're on the way, especially with the doubling of the blinds, like we compared to what we normally see. And you can see the chip count still remains mostly unchanged. And Adam decides to get in there with the old Queen 10. Jade picking up the ace quisha. Does raise it up to 30. Pretty standard raise there. Michael, unfortunately, is dominated, even though he's got an ace on the button. Let's see how he decides to play this. Wow, 8, 9, 9, 2 spades on there. Adam with a gut shot. And Jade still with 2 overcards here. Nobody's really holding spades. Jade's got the ace of spades, so that may play a part in her strategy here later on. And now she picks up that flush draw, and she knows that she's drawing to the nut flush, whereas if Adam is holding 2 spades, he may be worried about that. So let's see if that plays a part in Jade's strategy. Oh, a queen. Jade hits top pair, top kicker, but so does Adam. Adam makes top pair, less kicker. And he's doing the old funeral there. That turned into the the Star Wars sound. I meant to do kind of a standard dirge, but well, you know. I watched that new Star Wars series. I watched the first 2 episodes of Obi-Wan. Let me know if anybody's seen that. I'll be honest. I grew up on the Star Wars films. I loved the original trilogy, and the second trilogy I thought was amazing. The third trilogy disappointed me in a lot of ways. But I did not like Obi-Wan. I thought, I'm sorry. I don't know if anybody listening is a fan. I hope I didn't turn you off. But, you know, it was just not my style. I thought that some of the character development wasn't great. Some of the acting could have been better. They spent a lot of money on the sets and the CGI, and it looked visually very impressive. But I just felt like the plot didn't hold up, and I felt like a lot of the acting didn't hold up either. And I kind of wish that they had spent a little more money or time on some of those other things than just really world building visually, because you can world build a lot with the way that people behave and interact. And this is going to be interesting. Billy and Adam both have the same hand right now with only 4% equity. Michael with the up and down straight draw, he's kind of bookending there, and he does bet, does take it down. Love that. Nice, cool $200 pot heading his way. That's how it's done sometimes. You pick up a couple of small ones, and the pots will grow as more money starts to circulate. Sometimes it takes a little while. Somebody gets stuck, and somebody starts chasing, and then somebody's up a lot, so they get real splashy. Right now, the first round, we are doing Hold'em. As you can tell, there's 2 cards. But the first round, I think, is more comfortable as well. A lot of these players are Hold'em players that dabble in PLO. And once we switch over to PLO, I expect the game to get a lot looser like it usually does. Billy, +1 raise with a King 4 suited. Not bad. Adam makes it easy call with the King 10. Jade coming along with a pair of 5s. Not too bad. Eric picking up ace deuce suited. Also an excellent hand, especially on the button. Billy doesn't realize he's dominated. I think he was trying to make a play there, if I am being honest, but that's just my read on the situation. Based on his holdings and his position. And he does go ahead and check it down. I imagine he's out. Eric, let's see if he sticks around now. He gets out of there. And Billy does come along for the ride. He's got a backdoor flush draw. Not too bad. Adam has nothing, but Billy also has nothing. It's just that Adam's nothing is slightly... Oh, no. Billy actually made bottom pair, which is no longer bottom pair since that deuce hit the board. But how often is a pair of fours going to be good when Adam is betting into you? He's got position on you. And we are switching dealers now. You can see the chip counts really haven't moved that much. Michael up to 3.2K, Adam down to 2.9, Billy down to 2.4. But really, not a big change. These players still have massive amounts of chips in front of them. And they, they can do a lot of damage, some of these players here. So we'll have to see what kind of situations we can get. We did swap dealers, and I do believe we're swapping to PLO now. And with the higher limits, the PLO pots obviously are going to be much higher in themselves. So when someone says pot, it's going to mean approximately 2x as much as when a player says pot last week. And we've got a straddle out there. We've got 4 cards. And we'll have to see what's going on here. Billy makes the call. Kiko. Kikoa. makes the call with the pair of queens. Michael, I like Michael's hand. He's got the ace, king, jack, 6, but the king is suited with that 6. Not a bad hand there. Not a great hand. I think Jade's got a really good hand as well. Though Kiko has the second highest equity with those pair of queens, and he does make a set of queens right there, but there is a pair of 6 there, 6s for Michael. And he does pick up a Broadway draw. But he decides to get out of there. Billy still holding on with his up and down straight draw. Oh, and Kiko bets 125. Sorry, the graphics are updating. Michael, if I was Michael, I'd stay around. Yeah, he does decide to stick around for 125 more. And Billy's hanging on as well with his up and down straight draw. Definitely something that you want to hang on to. See if we can't get another queen on the turn. No, and instead it's a 6. So Michael with trip 6s and an ace kicker to go along with it might feel pretty good, and he does decide to bet it, but Kiko's got the boat. And Billy with his negative implied odds does get out of the way. He's a smart player, always seems to know where he's at. Very impressive, super nice guy too. And it looks like Michael bets pot. Kiko's going to go ahead and call. He has effectively the nuts here on this board. He's really only losing to pocket 6s. And we've got a re-raise all in. What did I tell you about this action game tonight? We really are. We're getting into it pretty quick here. And as predicted, once we switch over to that PLO, we start seeing a lot more action. I think the nature of PLO, at least as far as I'm concerned, write me in on the comments. What do you think about this? It seems to me like PLO, just by its nature, is a little more gamble-oriented because you kind of have to bet your draws more than your holdings. Michael's staring him down. He's trying to figure it out. Michael's got a great hand, but He could be losing to a set of queens. He could be losing to a set of jacks. He knows he's not losing to quad sixes. But how much room does Michael have to improve? If he hits an ace or he hits a king... Oh, you know what? I just realized Michael actually has a boat. He's got sixes full of jacks. So he could improve with a king or an ace, but he's still sixes full. Versus Kiko's queens full. Sorry, I didn't catch that just a second ago. Sixes full. So he went from flopping two pair, top and bottom, well, I guess middle two pairs, to getting sixes full. This is a tough, tough spot. Michael's really scratching his head on this one. I don't blame him at all. You see him shuffling chips. He's talking off to the side. Man, this is a tough, tough spot. This is a disgusting board. This is what we in the biz call a cooler. Let's see if he can sniff it out. Nope. He puts in the chips. He makes what we also call in the biz a crying call. And he gets the bad news. He gets the bad news. Oh, and he shows sixes full of jacks. So it looks like we've got our first double up of the evening. Some weird sounds. Oh, and a deuce on the river doesn't change anything. Wow. So Michael is not stacked. Kiko's bet was for less than Michael had. Still hurts. You can see he's still hanging on to a couple of those black chips. Got a couple of stacks of reds. And about a half a stack of greens. Man, what a pot. What a hand. If you're in Kiko's position, I would have a hard time not bouncing up and down. Professionally, of course. Kindly. You don't want to rub it in too much, but that does put Kiko all the way at the top. 3.3K. You love to see it. Got a double up. And it looks like we may have somebody adding on. And Billy now on the button. Adam looks like he's adding on. And he picks up not a great hand. Under the gun, does get away from it. Jade makes the call. Let's see, Michael makes the call with a pair of kings. AD, I would say, is sticking around with that ace-king. Yeah, that looks... Or king-queen, sorry about that. One too many clubs, but still overall a pretty good hand. Now the thing with PLO is you have to use 2 cards from your hands. The maximum you can use 2 and the minimum you can use is 2. So that means if you have 1 spade, for example, like AD has, if there are 4 spades on the board, you still don't make a flush. So the only way for you to be able to make a flush is to have 2 cards of 1 suit in your hand. And if 3 or more of those cards hit the board, then you're able to have that flush. So Michael has 3 different suits in his hand, but he's only got the possibility of making a diamond flush. And Jade is holding an ace, so she just makes trip aces. And I don't believe she boats up. She does make a straight, though. And she goes check, check. She takes down that pot, $560 pot. Not too bad, not too bad. And we're starting to see these players loosen up a little bit. Starting to see these pots increase in size, especially with the PLO, an action game. And PLO's really big here at Kojak's. A lot of times we'll have a table of Hold'em and we'll have a table of round of each. Jade bumping up to 3.3K. Tying Kiko. Kiko! But a lot of times we'll have round of each game going at the same time that we have a Hold'em game going. And usually the tables are full. So if you want to come play, get Poker Atlas, sign up on the waiting list, and you'll be able to get the notifications. I believe you can reserve your spot in line on Poker Atlas as well. Great tool to have. And welcome along, everybody. It is good to see you. Happy Saturday. I hope you're enjoying a couple of cold ones. Hope you're having a good time watching some of this poker with us. We are doing a $10 round of each. That's up from the $5 round of each that we were playing a couple weeks ago and that we normally play. It looks like this is going to be a big pot. Jade picking up ace quisha with 2 quishas and 110. There are two clubs on the board, so that does give Jade the nut flush draw. But I don't think anybody... Adam is holding a jack, so he's got trip jacks with a king kicker. Billy does get out of there his mystery hand. Oh! And I believe Adam boats up, jacks full of 10s. Jade picks up 3 pair. Pair of queens, pair of jacks, pair of 10s. Oh, but she does hit the nut flush. Let's see, this could get nasty. It looks like Adam has a $400 bet in front of him with jacks full of 10s. He is thinking about it, and I'll be honest, I'm not really sure why he's thinking too much. This is a clear-cut raise spot if it were me, and he does raise it up to, what, 900? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 9, 9 or 10 by my count. And now Jade. Ooh, 1.2K was the bet, and Jade does make the call. She gets the bad news. With that nut flush, though, really hard to turn down, you know. Very few combinations of cards could lead to that boat, but he did have top boat on that board. And was able to get paid off. Jade, a professional, not looking too upset about it, still kind of looking down. Maybe hiding her face a little bit. Maybe she is a little bit upset. Sure, Adam having a good time there. Picking up an extra 1.2K on the river, courtesy of Jade. And we're getting a good shuffle after that. A good shuffle. Jade now under the gun. She puts out a straddle, $20 straddle. Now that the limits, the blind is up to $10, the straddle is now $20 minimum. Could see a $40 straddle here before the night is over. I'm sure we'll see that. The way that works is under the gun puts out a blind bet of double the blind, the button blind, double the button blind. And then under the gun +1 has the option to put out a blind bet of double what the under the gun puts out, a double straddle. Ooh, Michael picking up a lot of clubs, so I doubt we'll see any clubs here on this board. Adam also holding 2 clubs. Jade, one of her 7s is a club. And I do like Jade's hand. She's got a couple of connectors there. She's got suited 5-4 and the pair of 7s. So she's got a way to make a boat. She's got a way to make a straight. Flops a set. That's a good start. And she's got a gut shot as well. A 6 hits the board. She's got the bottom end of that straight. Let's see. Michael actually with the backdoor flush draw. AD picking up a top pair and an up and down straight draw. It's taking me a minute to process all these cards. And Adam's got the gut shot also if he were to pick up a 9. Ooh, and the ace of diamonds on the turn. That doesn't really change too much. Jade's not going anywhere. This is a rematch battle here. And the queen comes on the river. The queen of hearts does not bring in any flushes. Jade's set is still the best hand out of the 2 remaining hands. Adam, unfortunately, not able to hit his straight. It does check, check. And Jade shows her set. Picking up that near $1,000 pot. Starting to see some action developing here. You love to see it. Adam now at 4.1K after that. I would call it a cooler. That full house over the nut flush. Jade getting a small rebate on that hand. Now Michael under the gun does not opt for the straddle. And he does pick up a fair hand. King, Queen, 10, 7, suited King and Queen. AD does make the call. Eric's holding one of the two of the remaining queens, kings and queens. That is a pretty good hand, if you ask me. Definitely want to raise that up. Robert picks up the aces and a suited jack. A lot of hearts out there. Billy holding the ace of hearts, as well as a 6 of hearts, so can make a heart flush. But with this many hearts out there, I kind of doubt it. Now, pre-flop, the pot is already up to $300. Robert hits a set of aces. Billy hits top pair with the backdoor heart draw as well. It looks like he's got a flush draw, a straight draw, a couple different ways. And Jade holding one of his outs. Jade makes a set of 4s. She's probably going to be sticking around here for a minute. A 5 would be nasty. And instead it's a 6, but I was close. I was close. Billy now with 2 pair, 3s and 6s. Well, aces. Well, 3 pair. Aces, 3s and 6s. And Jade makes a $600 bet with her set of 4s. Robert looks like he's calling. And Billy's making the call as well with his 3 pair. Doesn't quite get there, but does pick up a straight. Nobody boats up. Now Billy's hand is the best. He goes all in to get max value. Now this is a really, really strong line that he's taking here. Betting, flatting across the flop, the turn, and then shoving on the river into 2 other players. And Robert with his set of aces looks sick. This is a tough spot. Billy, cool as ever. Cannot capitalize. Cannot capitalize and doesn't decide to show it. However, Robert does turn over his 2 aces. And look at all those chips. A lot of greens, a lot of blacks. You love to see that. And Billy picking up 2.1K, putting him on the top of the chip count right now at 4.2. And it looks like we've got Jimmy, another fan favorite. Jimmy also a good player, very interesting, loves to gamble, likes to get in there and kind of try to work the odds. Buying in for 800. Oh, sorry. We've got a player adding on for 800 more. And Jimmy looks like he's bought in for about, what is that, 1.5 or 2? So we've got yet another action player added to the roster and getting in a good time when it is still PLO. You'll love to see that. We've got AD under the gun this time, and we'll see how selective he is with this PLO position here. 1.8K in the stack, and $10 goes into the middle with an ace quisha. Love that double suited, and actually really good kind of wraparound cards. Great hand for AD, especially under the gun. Would have liked to see a raise. Eric picks up the double aces. However, neither are suited. His king is, however. Robert holds the ace of spades. 2 more spades in his hand, 3 total. We've got Jimmy and Adam with the wild card hands tonight. Oh, here we go. 2-4 of clubs hits the board, as well as a 9 of diamonds. Only Michael is holding 2 clubs that we can see. Robert does go ahead and bet it with his top pair there. Eric with the pair of aces does have him beat for now. But PLO, any card that hits the board is going to drastically change the action. Eric gets out of there. Jimmy gets out of there with his mystery hand. And a 7 of hearts shouldn't change too much. Robert's still with top pair. Oh, an 8 comes. I think that makes Michael a straight. Oh, no, it's an 8 of clubs. That makes him a flush. Actually, it does make him a straight as well, but he'll take the flush, I'm sure, when given the option. And he bets it. Unfortunately, gets no customers. Nobody calls. But he is able to take down that $560 pot. Chip count still shows Billy on top. Adam at 4.1K. Kiko at 3.3K. We've got AD at 1.8. I don't remember if he bought in for 2 or 1.5. Either way, represents a small loss or a small win so far. But we've already seen players adding on. We've seen a double up so far. And we've seen Jimmy added to the roster. So looks like the action is really beginning to pick up. And we're only about a half hour into this 3-hour session. So it is a long night. Hey, Ryan. Love to hear it. Mike has 6s full. FYI, you are right. I didn't see that at first. Yeah, it takes me a little while to read some of these 4-card combinations. And he was dead to a 6. You are right. And we've got Carrie here, Miss Carrie. Hey, good to see you. Yeah, we've got way more gamble going on so far tonight. I am loving it. This is a great format. Love to see these players really play the game. You know, sometimes you'll watch poker and it's just people playing their cards. We're seeing people playing poker tonight, and I like that. And we're seeing the pots get bigger. We're seeing a little more on the line, and I think these players are really responding to that. Eric with the aces. He's got one of them suited. Robert with the kings, though, and Jade picking up an ace and a king. There we go. The flop is queen 8-8. Jade hits trip 8s. That puts her out in front for now, but Kiko still's got a lot of equity there. He's got an up and down straight draw. But the board is rainbow, so I don't think many players are going to be sticking around drawing to a flush. I'd imagine Eric is going to get out of here. He may want to peel one card just to see if his suited ace will hold up. Maybe he can hit a set of aces, but the problem is if you're holding 2 aces and someone else is holding 1 ace, that means there's only 1 ace left in the deck, and that is exactly the situation that Eric is in right now. Jade is holding an ace. Love this raise. Eric raises it. 3 bets. That was excellent, and he's able to take down the pot with 3% equity and gets Jade. Oh, he did not take down the pot. Sorry, the graphics. I'm sorry, I misread the graphics. Jade, even better, re-raises all in, really putting Eric to the test. He's got some fair equity, but you got to wonder, does Jade hold an 8? The bet is for 1145, so he needs another 600 to call, which will still put him at about 1,000 in his stack. Looks like he wants to make it, and he does make the call. Eric, good luck to you, buddy. You got 3% equity, not likely to get there, but we'll see what the turn brings. Let's see if we can't get a club on the turn. They're going to run it twice. Ryan, chatting up Miss Carey. Love to see it. Now, let me ask you this, Ryan. Which golden nugget are you talking about? Are you talking about the one in Biloxi? I used to live out there, actually. and really had a good time. Never played at the Golden Nugget though, and I don't know if they have a poker room in Biloxi, so I don't imagine that's the one you're talking about. But if it is, hey, shout out Biloxi. Hope you're enjoying the beach, man. Right, giving a shout out to Eric as well. I'll pass that along for you, buddy, just in case Eric doesn't see it. And shouting out Chad and Ryan. I love this. I'm going to give you a shout out here, Ryan, of your own, courtesy of Kojak's Poker. I'm feeling left out. I'll be honest. I just wanted to say, hey, Ryan. And Jimmy is now under the gun, the newcomer to the table. Not by much, but still a newcomer to the table. Under the gun does make a call. Still holding a mystery hand. And it looks like we've got almost a family pot, if not the entire family going in here. We saw a raise to 60, but if it's good enough for 10, it's probably good enough for 60, especially with this many players. That pot's already at $480 right now. And the flop is 6, 5, 3 of diamonds. That puts a straight flush draw out there. Adam does have the 2 of diamonds. I don't see the 4 of diamonds. So it is possible. Robert does flop a straight, but only has 12% equity. Jade's got the ace of diamonds and does bet it, and that's good enough to take it down. She shows just the 1 ace. Just the 1 ace. That's funny. Adam had a flush on the board, or rather, he had a flush just in general. And we got some business deals going on in the chat. Love to see that. And we appreciate everybody who comments. Ryan, especially, I really appreciate you, jumping into that chat and really commenting a lot. That helps boost our visibility on all of our streaming platforms, YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook. If we have an active stream, if we've got a lot of people commenting, then it is something that the algorithm or whatever takes into account. So we really appreciate that. If you are watching, just give me a shout out. How's your day going so far? It is George of the Jungle here in the booth today. Having a good old time. We're getting a little loco tonight. Now, Robert's got 3 hearts. Jade's got 3 spades. And AD's got 3 clubs. And the board has 2 clubs on it. King and a 4. It does give AD the flush draw. He's got 3 to a royal, as a matter of fact. Not sure if any... Whoa, there's a queen. Queen of spades. Does give AD a pair of queens, but it also gives Robert a pair of queens. And AD's $50 bet will take it down. Small pot, 110, but hey, hard to go broke when you're taking down pots. As long as you keep taking them down. If you're me, you run into the situation where you win the small ones and you lose the big ones. It's all part of the game, though. As one of our regs likes to say, Basil, he likes to say, poker's so sick, bro. I agree, man. Sometimes it can be sick. Ryan giving me a shout out here through the chat. Love to see it. And we are switching back over from PLO. We're switching over to Hold'em. That first round of Hold'em was really fast. I don't know about you, but that's the way it seemed to me, at least. And now that we're back to 2 cards, let's see if the pace stays high. Seems like PLO gives players much tougher spots, much tougher decisions. I bet you that's why the poker nerds, like myself, like PLO so much. Billy picking up the 6-9. Does not love to see it. He gets rid of it right away. And Jade picks up the Jack-9 of spades. And we are now heads up. Jade bets 50 with her top pair. Michael's got the bottom pair. Does make the call. 7 of spades on the turn. Jade does bet it. And it looks like she's going to take it down. Yeah, Michael did not hit a 5 or a 3, so he gets out of there. Billy up to 4.2K now. Adam up to 4,000. It looks like, you know, if I'm gonna say it. If I'm going to guess as to why Adam is running pretty well, it's that Saints hat that he's got going on. Who dat? Shout out if you're from NOLA. 504 area code. Used to live out that way. Had a good old time out there. Very cool town. Not a lot of, you don't see a lot of Saints gear out here in West Texas. A lot of Cowboys stuff. See some Longhorns every once in a while, but yeah, Saints stuff pretty rare. Adam does pick up the 10 deuce. Maybe I jinxed him. Sorry about that, buddy. The old Doyle Brunson's not too good under the gun. And we've got Michael making a raise to 50. No, sorry about that. We've got Jimmy makes the raise to 50. And we've got 5 players to the pot. 210 in that pot. Kikau with the suited ace-7. Doesn't hit an ace or a 7 or even a flush draw, but he's got the backdoor. Michael doesn't make anything. We've got AD picking up trip 6s. He checks to the original raiser, Jimmy, who does actually put in a little more than a pot-sized bet. I don't imagine AD is getting out of there. In fact, that's probably music, money music to his ears. You love to see that. Michael hanging on to the cards. Doesn't hang on too tight, though. He gets rid of them. AD throws in the call. Jimmy checks in the dark. I'm not so sure that he's as confident now. And AD does decide to lead out, or it looks like he wants to lead out. Looks like he's stacking up some chips. Yeah, he puts those chips in the middle. Bet, what is that, 500? 600 is the bet. I didn't see the little black chip right there. And Jimmy with the mystery hand now put in a tough spot. He did lead out. Now, I'd be willing to say that Jimmy had a pocket pair. Obviously not a pair of nines. But did have, I would imagine, a pocket pair. Could have been jacks. Could have been tens. Does get out of there. Either way, a good fold. Recognizing that he was likely behind. Though we don't know for sure. We weren't able to see the cards there. Though I do imagine he was behind AD's flopped trips. I got a cool little trick going on over there that roll the chips across the hand into the other hand trick from Kikau. That is a good trick. And he picks up the ace-10 under the gun. Maybe those cool tricks paid off. Oh! Decides to let it go. A tight fold for this table. Tight fold. Now, an ace-10 suited is likely a raise under the gun. He would have been getting proper odds, though the tricky part is poker is a game of incomplete information. And so when you're under the gun, you just don't know what everybody else is going to do. Had he known that everybody else was going to come along, it may made the decision a little bit different. And we've got 4 players to a $75 flop. 320 in the pot right now. Looks like a good pot as well. Billy with the suited ace-6 does hit a pair of sixes. Jimmy with the suited ace-3 does not hit a pair. Michael with the king-6 suited. Jade also makes a pair of sixes, but has kicker problems compared to Billy's hand. And Jade does make the call. Oh, and there's a king right there. And the 4 comes on the river. Looks like it goes check, check. And the 2 pair, king and 6, does take down the pot. Looks like Michael's got it going on right now. Taking down that pot. And that should put him well ahead of his original buy-in. If I'm not mistaken, Michael's been doing fairly well tonight. Got put in a couple of tough spots earlier. And he does take down the pot. Michael at 1.5K. Maybe eating my words. Billy up to 4.1K. Still the leader after that massive, massive pot. Wasn't able to quite get paid off at the end when he went all in, but still was able to pick up a big, big pot there, and it is showing. And we're still doing 2 cards here. Your boy George of the Jungle shouldn't have too hard of a time reading these out. And Jimmy goes ahead and makes a $20 call. We've got a straddle out there from Jade. And Billy makes a big raise to 150. Got a lot of limpers out there. Robert with a pair of jacks, though. And Jimmy with a pair of sixes. We're still going 4 ways to the flop, even after a big raise. That's Texas poker for you. If you like multi-way pots, come out and see us at Kojak's. Oh, my goodness. Oh, look at this. Robert flops the world. And he does come out lead out. What we call a donk bet. Billy does make the call.
Jimmy folds. Heads up.
And Billy may be nervous that he's behind to a 9, but the news is much worse than that.
Robert bets 300.
And Robert comes out and bets 300 again. You see Billy making a face. He probably doesn't like that, but he does raise it. Oh, no. Billy is all in. And Robert gets away from it. What did he put Billy on? We may have had a mistake with our cards there. It looks like Billy actually had the jacks full. I don't know how that happened. But it does appear that Billy, when he showed his cards, had the jacks. So we may have had a misread there on our cards. Apologize for that. But still an action-packed night here. And we got some food. You'll love to see it. A part of this boothing experience is staying hydrated out there. And it's going to be hot this weekend, so try and stay hydrated yourself. West Texas, we are heating up real fast, so drink a lot of water before you go outside, while you're outside, and right after you get back, too. If you're narrating in a booth that's probably 85 degrees in here, then make sure you drink a lot of water, too. Jade picking up the ace-jack on the dealer button. The amberjack, I like to call it. Used to go out fishing. Brought up Biloxi earlier, and used to go out fishing for some AJs, some amberjacks. That was a tasty fish there. Ryan, out in Las Vegas. Yeah, that is the better golden nugget, if I had to guess. I didn't think that the golden nugget in Biloxi had a poker room, but hey, hope you're doing well out there, man. Las Vegas is a good town. I may have to look you up next time I go out there. I promise I'll be a good house guest. Did I just invite myself? Yes, I did. Not an action flop, but Jimmy does hit a pair of sixes. There are two deuces on board, but with the pre-flop action, I don't really expect any player to have a deuce or to place another player on a deuce. Or a tray, for that matter. And if Jimmy bets, I'm not so sure Jade would believe that he has a better hand than she does. She's got the ace. She's got the high card. She does make the call. And Jimmy's able to get paid off with his pair of sixes. Just, you know, sometimes playing those low cards. Sometimes that'll get you. Jade not looking immediately happy with that one. 2.8K is her stack, though. She's not doing too bad. I believe she bought in for the maximum 3K buy-in, so not down by too much. Still has plenty of time to come back. And we do have a straddle out there. AD does make the straddle. Jade can't be unhappy. She's got a bucket of food behind her. Love to see that. What does that look like? Is that chips and dip? She's got some au jus back there, maybe? What a fancy, classy lady. Eric decides to get rid of his, shall we say, modest holding. Jimmy with another pair of connectors. This time they're suited. Love to see that. Robert's out of there. Adams out of there. Looks like it's going to be possibly a fold around to the button. Michael is on the button. Oh, Jade's got a pair of twos. Yeah, she's going to play that. Does make the raise, and she does have a fair amount of equity. Or rather, should have a fair amount of equity. But, well, not this time. Jimmy's 64 to 36. Jimmy's a 2-1 favorite. Interesting. And wow, he flops a gut shot to a straight flush. Jade's still technically the best hand, but any of the sixes will give Jimmy a straight. The six of hearts, of course, being his favorite one. He'd get a straight flush. Oh, instead he gets a 7, so he does make a higher pair than Jade's deuces. And the ace of diamonds on the river seals it up for Jimmy. Jade does make a $300 bet with that overcard. Jimmy's in kind of a tough spot. Jade's been playing any two, but is she playing an ace this time? Oh, and he throws his hand away. And she shows the bluff. And that's been Jade tonight. She'll lose a pot and then to a player and then pick up the very next time she plays with that player. Getting a rebate on that. Yeah, Ryan, you're right. The nugget, we called it the nug. The golden nugget in Biloxi is actually pretty nice. Had a good time there. I've never actually played the circuit events at the IP, though I do love the IP. They've got a fantastic restaurant in there. Tein? T-E-I-N. Fantastic Asian fusion restaurant. If you're ever in Biloxi, check that out. Really good place. The Beau Rivage also has a lot of really nice restaurants inside of there. They've got a nice Italian place. They've got a good steak place. I can't remember the names of either of them. But if you go in there, you're sure to find them. They kind of steer you in that direction. But, well, Ryan, interesting that you and I were coasties. Now, Eric with the 7-8 of hearts. Are we shuffling this deck? No, I'm kidding. He does elect to get away from it. And Jimmy with another holding of suited connectors. Jade back with the deuces. How is that? 2 in a row. And Michael with the 10s. Does decide to 3-bet. AD's out of there. Jimmy calls with his 5-6. And Jade probably just going to call. I'd imagine she's a little more apt to get rid of this this set of deuces. Or this pocket holding of deuces. Ooh, wow. 2 5s on the board with a jack in between. Jimmy hits trips once again. And Michael, not really afraid of this board. Hard to be afraid of this board with the 10s. Though when you're going 3 ways, maybe you should be a little more cautious. Does bet a buck and a squirt. And Jimmy raises just a handful of greenies. Looks like 450 or 375. And Jade, a non-believer, makes the call. And so does Michael. Unbelievable. If you're Jimmy, how do you not dance up and down? I would tap dance across the table, and that ace may shut some of the action down. He does the Casino Royale all in, just shove the chips in the middle. I love that play. That's fantastic. And Jade has to get away from it. She sure does. Michael really thinking about it with that ace on the river. That would beat, even a pair of aces would beat his pocket 10s. Jimmy's a little better than that, though, with trip 5s. And he gets away from it. Oh, man, he was close to pulling it back and throwing some chips in the middle. But, man, congratulations, Jimmy. That was a good pot. I love that shove at the end, the actual literal shove. It may take a little while to stack up all those chips. That puts Jimmy in 3rd place now. 2.9K. Good Lord, those dealers. Yeah, you are right. Basil is a character, Ryan. Basil cracks me up. His catchphrases, if you want to call them that, I would absolutely think that they're catchphrases. Cracks me up. Poker's so sick. Good Lord, those dealers, and damn it, boy. I love playing with Basil. He's always just such a good character at the table. And I do mean character. I mean, he comes dressed very uniquely with the face mask that he decorates himself. Check him out on Instagram. He's got pictures of all that artwork that he makes. Just fantastic. And Jimmy makes the call. Free rolling that $10. Honestly, I would probably make that call too while you're stacking up chips. Billy may be laughing at the same thing I'm laughing at. Probably not. Laughing at that shove from Jimmy. I just love that shove. That was so good. One of my favorite moments, I think, that I've seen in Kojak's poker. I hope you were here for it. Write me in. What do you think your favorite moment of Kojak's poker was? What was your favorite hand to watch that you've seen? Whether George was commentating or no. Either way, whatever you think it was, let us know. What do you think your favorite hand from Kojak's poker was? There have been some interesting ones. Even just tonight, we've seen some pretty interesting hands. And the flop comes Jack 6-4 with 2 spades. Nobody holding 2 spades. Jade only has 1. Got a backdoor. Jade does have a gut shot. AD has a pair of 6s, which beats Eric's holdings. Pocket pair of 5s. And Jade gets out of there with her gut shot. I'll be honest, kind of surprised to see that. Jade's VPIP, 92%. Woo! Jimmy's not that far behind at 91%. Fantastic. Love to see the high VPIP on a game like this. When we're doing a live stream, we at home, we commentating, and we playing, we love seeing the high VPIP. So keep it coming, guys. Now, VPIP, of course, if you're new to the game, VPIP stands for voluntarily put in pot. And that just means anytime you have the opportunity to put money in the pot or don't, you choose put money in the pot. Voluntarily put in pot. Generally, you'll see higher VPIP numbers for players who open a lot pre-flop or who call a lot pre-flop, more than players who tend to chase, flushes or straights or just play in the pot once the flop hits. VPIP and PFR tend to be pretty similar. PFR stands for pre-flop raise. Of course, pre-flop raise, though, that last word raise really means you have to be raising pre-flop to count towards that stack. And Kiko, now with the pocket tens, Adam also holding a 10 with an 8 kicker. Kiko's 10 has a 10 kicker. Love to see it. Who dat, Adam? And we've got a club on board, but only one. 2 overcards. Adam's 3 to a straight 2 different ways, so a couple of different cards could improve him to a straight draw. The 9 being one of them, and the queen or king being another one. So he's really got 12 opportunities to improve, not 12 opportunities, not 12 outs to pick up a good made hand. So far, Kiko is still in the lead with his pair of 10s. And it looks like he throws it away. And that is what we call aggression, taking down the pot right there. The early position generally has more aces in range than the later position, even though those are both fairly early positions. Well, we got Billy still at the top with 5K. Billy really doing a number. Hey, James, yeah, we've got a couple other tables going. I believe we have 2 other tables going. In the background, you may be able to see them. I haven't really been looking too much in the background. I've been focused on this action. But we should have 2 tables going. We usually have a table of Hold'em, just flat out, no limit Hold'em, $5 on the button. And then we also usually have another table that is round of each, like we're watching. But it's a $5 table and not a $10 table. So James, come out and see us, man. There's still a lot of action to be had this evening. And Billy does make a call. That is not a straddle. He just makes a call. We're back from the round of each. We are now on the each. We switched over to the PLO. And Billy's holding, I'm sure, has an ace in it. I would like to imagine that there's at least one matching card of the suit. If he's under the gun, he's actually a little bit choosy with his hands generally under the gun. Even in PLO, you see just about everybody. I don't think anybody has folded. This is a full family pot. Oh wait, Kiko is the only one that folded. And Jimmy pre-folding, getting out of there. Eric hitting a set of aces right there. Robert hitting a pair of 4s. Actually, with a gut shot to the wheel draw. Does decide to make the call. Interesting call right there. Jade's got 3 to Broadway and does decide to make the call. She's got a backdoor flush draw as well. Michael looks like he's going to make the call also with his pair of aces and his 8s on board. He could improve. Instead, it's a 7 of diamonds on the turn. That helps Jade get to a flush draw. She's checking it. Eric does go ahead and bet another $350, another pot-sized bet out there with his set of aces. That'll get Robert out of the way. Jade, I might think, would stick around. Let's see if she decides to. Yep, she does make the call, and Michael is out of there. Pulls out his phone immediately. And the last card of the river is a 3. Eric's set is still good. And Jade's option bets 400 with the 3 of hearts. Oh, that's 800. She bets 800 into that. And that's going to put Eric in a tough spot. Did she make the straight or did she not? And he looks like he's gathering his cards. He's thinking about it. Oh, come on. He shows the aces and turns them in. Let's see if Jade shows the bluff. I love when Jade... She does. She shows the bluff. I had nothing. Sometimes you just bet on the river. That's all it takes. Eric had the best hand by a long shot. Jade still takes down that 1.9K pot. Aggressive poker wins it. If you're watching, you're new to the game, be aggressive. Ryan, I am indeed saying Mike is like Stacy's mom. They both got it going on. Good catch there, buddy. And you are absolutely right. Action at Kojak's is nuts in the best way. I would say the action at Kojak's is the nuts. And Ryan, really the MVP here of the Kojak's chat room. You know what? I'm going to initiate a challenge. Ryan and everybody watching, whoever makes the most comments by the end of the stream wins the prize. And the prize is a pat on the back and the knowledge that you won the game. That should spark up some competitive instincts. But Ryan's got an early lead at probably about 15 comments right now. So a lot of people got to catch up. Now, you cannot comment. Here's a couple of rules. You cannot comment one letter. And you have to comment full statements. They don't have to be full sentences, but full statements apply. And the game begins in 3, 2, 1, go! And they're off. Now, we're just having a good time here on Saturday night. I hope everybody else is having a good time as well. We've got some exciting Kojak's action. We've doubled the game. We're no longer doing a $5 round of each tonight. We're doing a $10 round of each tonight. And we're having a good time with it. We've seen some much bigger pots, obviously, as a result. We've seen a little more action, too, which is surprising to me. Sometimes these games tighten up when you increase the limits, but these are all good players. They're well bankrolled. It appears to me, at least. I don't really know the financial information, but they appear to be well bankrolled. They seem comfortable with these limits and really cutting loose, having a good time. You love to see that. And Kiko has a decision to make. Does make the $180 call with the King Jack 10, the suited jack. He's got that deuce there hanging on the end, a straggler, as we call that. Jade, not a bad hand, does make the call. She's double suited. Got a couple of connecty cards at the bottom and a queen on top. And Robert with the aces, a king and a queen. Very high cards, but could lose out to Billy if a jack comes on the board. Instead, we've got two spades, four trade deux. Full trade deux. Trying to work on my French. Is that French? Jade picks up a... I believe an up and down. Up and down straight draw. I don't think she's got the full straight there. 2, 3, 4. Yeah, she does have the full straight there. Pardon me. But Robert drawing to a wheel if a 5 were to hit. No, that's not true. You got to use 2 cards when you're doing a PLO. And Kiko picks up a pair of deuces. Robert goes all in with his pocket aces. Looking very stoic. Goes all in. Our graphics have 830. We're getting an actual count on that. And Kiko lets it go, but Jade makes the call with her flopped straight. Oh, and there's a 3 and a 9. So the straight holds. And Robert not looking too happy about that one, but what are you going to do? Very aggressive play on the flop, I think. Though, to be fair, what are you really afraid of on a board like that when you're holding aces? And we got Nick saying Team Jade. Yep, a fan favorite out there. Very much an action player and a big tipper. $50 going into the dealer's pocket. Love that. And Jackie, we are going on right now. We're playing live here at Kojak's. Come out and see us. We've still got some games here. And looks like we've got a new add-on here. Just add chips to the table. And that's what I'm talking about. Once a player either gets stuck or starts adding on, then you really start to see the action heat up. Now that there's more chips in play, we're going to see a bigger game. That's the nature of poker. The longer a game goes on, the bigger it tends to get. You'll notice that sometimes you play at a casino and you see like one table is just huge, just playing for massive amounts, even though the buy-in is small relative to the game that you're watching at that table. It's just because that table or those players have been going for a really long time. And that can be a good way, if you jump in with a short stack, that can be a good way to quickly double up, because if you get in with a short stack that really just has no value compared to the other players at the table, and they'll just call it off real quick. Wink wink a Noah guy who has done that a couple times before. You know, your mileage may vary, of course. Poker is a game of chance to some degree, and there's always an element of luck. I'd say it's probably 80-20. Skill versus luck. 80% skill, 20% luck. Especially over the long term. Any given night, the odds may be a little bit different. I don't know. Write us in. What do you think that the breakdown, skill versus luck, is in poker? I'd say it's probably approximately equal to low-level Magic the Gathering. If you ever played Magic the Gathering just for funsies, not Friday Night Magic or whatever, where it's ranked or leagued or whatever, I think low-level among friends probably is about 80-20. You start putting some money into that game, man, you really see some really talented folks really gaming the system. But even then, sometimes it comes down to you top decking, and you just, whatever card you draw is the next one that you play. Anyway, we're talking about poker tonight. And Kikau's got a good poker hand here. The ace-king suited with a Quisha and a 5 along board. Does decide to raise it up under the gun. Not something that we've seen from that particular player all that much tonight, and not much that we've seen all night, really, is a raise under the gun. That is a strong line, but still managed to get 3 callers. Oh, and Billy looks like he's making the call, too. 4 callers. And counting. Adam's in there for 5. 5 callers out there. Oh, my bad. We're at 7 players. And the flop comes ace, 8, deuce. Kiko hits a pair of aces, as does Robert. But Robert's also got an 8 in his hand, so he makes 2 pair. Adam also hits a pair of 8s. So a lot of players making a pair. I don't think anybody has a set of deuces or a set of 8s. So it looks like Robert's got the best hand so far, but you'll notice only 38% equity. That is a lot, 5-handed, but by no means is that a lockdown on this pot. And a jack on the turn, a jack of hearts. Nobody's holding 2 hearts. Nobody can flush in that direction, but Kiko's hand still looks pretty good. He's drawing now to Broadway. No, he's not. Ace, king, queen. No, sorry. Yeah, he is drawing to Broadway. If a 10 comes, he's able to hit Broadway. Jade is not drawing to Broadway. Do the process of elimination here. And a 3 on the river. Robert with his 2 pair is still best. I imagine this is going to go check around. Billy may try to take a stab at it, and he may actually be successful, but I don't think he'd be able to get Robert off his 2 pair holding, depending on the size of the bet. He does bet $450 into a $700 pot. Kiko probably getting out of there with his ace, his paired ace. I'd imagine Jade probably going to get out of there too. She's counting her stack. Looks good, Jade. Looks good. You got enough. I'm kidding. And Jade gets out of there. I don't think Robert's going anywhere. Robert probably wants to get sticky with this hand if I had to guess. Yeah, he does make the call. Billy turns his cards in face down. Really just taking a stab at it. Has absolute air. Good stab though, Billy. Good stab. And does unfortunately not get paid off and does go to Michael, who's now at 1.2K. Sitting at the bottom of the table, chip count, but still has plenty of opportunity to come back. Just one double up and put him at 2.4K, and that could easily happen. Especially, as I mentioned, as these stacks get bigger and bigger, you'll see people calling off more and more chips just because that call relative to the stack size gets less and less. So by nature, the game itself just has to get more action-packed. Kind of like a feedback loop. All right, we're still doing PLO out here. We've got Chris dealing away, one of my favorite dealers. And Michael picking up 7-5 Trey Deuce. Not a bad hand. Jade's got a pair of 4s with an ace and a 7 to go along with it. We do have a straddle. Jade making the straddle. And it looks like that's enough. Just that straddle is enough to scare off a couple of players. We do see a call from Eric and Jimmy. Jimmy with a nice hand with a pair of kings. We'll see if they hold up. Not much going on aside from that. Not like Stacy's mom. He doesn't have it going on. And Ryan caps out at about 16 comments, so that is the high score for the evening. He says he's got to dip out. Hey, have fun at work, buddy. Hope you have a good time, man. That dealing seems like it can be a tough job depending on the day and the clientele, but hopefully you run into some good folks and have a good laugh. Or two, have a couple of good laughs. Jade picks up a pair of aces on the board, as does Billy and Kikau. Nobody really picking up a flush draw, though. Eric does have a backdoor flush draw.
Yeah. Sandwich. Chicken sandwich.
And I'm getting word that it is Kikoa. My bad, man. I really mean no offense. I hope you weren't upset by that.
Anybody else want Whataburger? What you want, honey?
And we've got the turn coming off a deuce of spades. Again, really nobody with the... Oh, Jade does pick up a flush draw.
Anybody else? Whataburger?
But it is a low, low flush. Kikoa has the best hand here with the aces and the queen kicker. And the river brings a jack. Wild card out there. And we got Mr. Brendan walking into the booth over here. How's it going, sir?
How are we doing tonight? I heard you.
Not bad, not bad. We've got a contest going on to see who can leave the most comments. The winner gets a pat on the back. A real good prize. But a lot of action tonight. We've upped the limits. We've upped the blind.
Yeah, we're at we're 10 on the button tonight. So last week we were moving some things around, and we did have a live stream game, but wasn't on live stream. But the action was fast and furious, and we had a 10 on the button where I mean, there were some monster spots. There was a
Yeah.
lot of money on the table, and a lot of the players seem to obviously enjoy that. So we went ahead and moved the live stream game tonight to 10 on the button, and it seems so I haven't been able to watch and run around.
It really seems like the players are responding. You know, it can go either way. Sometimes the players will kind of close up.
Well, not with
These
this
players-
lineup.
yeah, this
not with
lineup.
this lineup. I saw the lineup. I said there's going to be some action here tonight for sure. For sure, there's going to be some action.
Oh man, yes, we've seen a lot. We've seen a couple of double ups so far. We saw one player go broke and rebuy. This is just a good game to really get in on, and so there's a lot of money on the table now, and it's really starting to loosen up. You know, sometimes it takes a little while.
Yep.
We saw that for about the first half hour as the
Okay.
players got comfortable, but now we're really starting to see things. We got Jade and Jimmy, two action players. AD has been a good action player.
Yep.
Kikoa, a new player to me.
Kokoa is he's definitely not a new player around these parts. But yes, he's this might be, since I've been here, his first live stream game. I don't know how to describe him as a player without giving
Yeah,
away.
right.
I know
That is the trouble.
I've played a little PLO with him, and I believe his knowledge in PLO is quite good. He definitely knows his spots and things of that nature. Sometimes PLO is a little new down here, not new, but a little new, and so when you're trying to represent certain hands, you might be
Who knows
outthinking
what?
yourself, right? When we call about these blockers and such.
Out leveling, yeah.
Down here, I got a flush, man. I'm cold. So sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Oh,
But-
man. Yeah, if you're me, you represent the hand that the other player has.
Right.
That's what I run into
That's the way to do
over
it. But yeah, some healthy chip stacks here.
Healthy chip stacks, healthy
That's
action. And like you mentioned, I think all these players have distinct characters, but the one thing that they have in common is they're all very knowledgeable about the game, and they all
This table is good. Yep.
very
yep.
thinking players, very good.
Yeah. So we're gonna go multi-way here, and it seems like some of our cards are not reading tonight. Is that true?
Yeah, Jimmy sometimes has a hard time.
Jimmy just doesn't want to
reading
put him in,
them.
huh? There
yeah,
he goes.
sometimes that happens. And
We'll
then
yell at
Eric-
him. We'll yell at Eric.
And then Eric, every once in a while, his hands don't show up.
There we go.
I-
All
I-
I have to do is put the cards where they're supposed to.
Right. Yeah, I tend to notice that it's not the cards themselves; it's where the players place the cards sometimes.
Yeah. Fair enough. Fair enough.
But still doesn't take away from the action. Look at this, Eric with trip sixes right off the top. The Devil's set.
Well, okay. So Eric flops the set, and Jimmy is gonna flop a deuce.
Yeah. Oh man.
And we will have some action.
this could
Any
get
hearts out
ugly.
there? Billy has 2 hearts. He's smart enough on a paired board. He knows that that's not going to be any good, especially when you only have the king.
Yeah, that is the trouble.
And again, so for newer players that are coming from Hold'em, right? A flush draw here, you most likely would chase.
Right.
In Omaha, because there's obviously double the amount of cards and so many more combinations, it's just generally not a profitable thing to do.
And we've
Now
got
he's going to
Eric
go
going
ahead
all in
here,
on that paired board.
and Jimmy's going to call, I think.
Eric's got a boat. I just
Oh
realized.
yeah, no, Jimmy. Oh yeah, he has a boat.
Yeah, Eric voted.
And he's
It's
not gonna-
just trip sixes.
And so wow, look at that card. Billy
Right.
would have been in lots of trouble with the ace high flush coming,
Right.
having the king. But Eric's going to win a nice pot there.
Eric's taking it down. Love to see that. Yeah, we actually ran into that earlier. Jade had the nut flush up against, I believe it was AD's boat. And had to, it's just what do you do in that situation? You kind of almost have to make the call unless you have a really good read.
Yeah. And again, it's, a lot of these players been playing with each other for quite a bit,
Yep.
and understand. Well, they're trying to make me look silly, or I've seen this spot a million times and they never have it. And a lot of times you go with your past history to really decide, make a lot of decisions.
That's exactly it. Yeah, and sometimes you can really see that on their faces. They're thinking about not only the cards in play, but the person opposite the table.
Mhm. I know when I played in a lot of home games, there's certain buddies that you like to just try to bluff or go after or whatever, and then sometimes it really works in your favor, and so that definitely sometimes makes you second guess things, but it's yep, it can be good and bad for sure. Good and bad for sure.
It looks like Basil is now trying to go for the comment high score. How's it going, buddy? It's good to see you. I did enjoy your burrito, by the way. Very tasty beef and cheese burrito.
Whoa. PG on this.
It was very PG. Sorry, TV. Taco Villa.
Very nice.
Well, good to see you, Basil. We got George of the Jungle in here, flying mostly solo. We got a nice visit from Brendan. Right now.
I jumped on real quick just to
Love to have
take
you
a
in the
quick
booth.
listen, and then
As long as
I
you can.
noticed that you were here by yourself. I said I better go give a little visit.
Yeah,
give
please.
some company.
Yeah, I like the company.
I'll bring you a volleyball, and then
We're trying to keep this PG, I thought.
volleyball.
What is that? I thought that was an innuendo.
That's it. No, it's a reference to Wilson.
Ah, yes, Wilson. I got you.
Too smart for my own good, I guess.
You know what? Sometimes those thinking jokes, they don't. I've been in the jungle for a long time. I don't even know what a movie is.
That's fair. Basil, with one of the best quotes
That's
from
true.
Slate. You gotta hate money to play this game.
That
I
is
have
true.
heard Slate say that and throw money in, and somehow Slate's a good guy. Slate is a good guy.
Oh man, yeah, not a bad one in the bunch, honestly.
Yeah, this
Everybody
is
up here
not only is this a good action table, but everyone here, and again, everyone at Kojaks that I've come across, but these guys are all actually real good guys, respectful of the room, of each other, like to have fun.
Oh, yeah.
Know the game, and really that's what you look for when I go to a club, right? I want to be, again, it's a social thing for me, and these guys seem to really check all the boxes on that.
Yeah, and I'd love to emphasize too, not just at this table, everybody in the
Everybody
club.
at the room,
Everybody
yeah.
in the club
If
that
you
I
look
know.
at some of the other, we have a couple other tables going on, and it's loud laughs and joking and really, really good.
It is.
And as we speak about this, AD's
Look
waking
at
up to
this.
a monster hand.
double suited,
Double suited aces with
all
three Broadway cards.
Jinx. I love that.
And now, if you look, Billy's hand, I love Billy's hand against a multi-action or multi-way raise, because a lot of
Right.
times big raises, right, are going to signify
Super strength.
aces and big hands. And so you get those low connectors. It's very easy to get away from a hand if you miss, and you can definitely take advantage of some flops. And again, this is an interesting flop.
Very interesting flop. Two spades. We got a club on board and a jack. So AD's still rocking the pair of aces. but,
AD's got a huge, well, look at his equity in
a
there.
lot of equity, a lot of chances to
And
improve.
Billy, again, so we don't know what Jimmy has, but if I was playing this,
Here we go.
I would think I have to take two of my outs away if I'm Billy because of the spades, right? So the ace and the six of spades, I don't think can be good.
You don't want those.
And so when you think about that, then you realize, okay, what really is my equity? What am I facing? Things of this nature. And again, he lays it down, doesn't want to go after it because he knows if he hits one of his cards as a spade, then he's in a really, really tough position.
Real tough. One of those
So-
crying call positions.
Yep. So
You just
I
don't wanna be
really,
there.
and he doesn't even have a pair, right? So,
This mountain of chips.
but a nice little pot goes over to 8-8, and it's nice to see the best hand hold up in this game.
Yeah, for a change.
Yeah, it's nice because I know it doesn't happen all the time. That's for sure. I might have to go yell at Jimmy and tell him to fan his cards.
Fan the cards out. Sometimes that's how it goes. Other times, sometimes it's just a misread. We did have a situation earlier. It looked like the cards were showing up in the wrong spot. So
Yeah.
that happened only one time, though. That I
Well,
see.
we do have new cards coming in soon with our new logo on them and new sponsor on them. So keep a lookout for that. And we're also moving the live stream game into Clyde's room. So for all of you people that have been to Kojaks and have seen or played in Clyde's room, we did a demo of it last week, like I said, except without the live stream itself. The players loved it. It's a nice, comfortable room.
Fantastic
Obviously
upholstery.
decked out as Clyde wanted it. So we really want to do some homage to Clyde in that, and I think it's going to go really well in there. It's
Now,
going
if
to
you're
go
a little
really well.
timid to play on the live stream game, do you still rent out Clyde's room to play?
So funny you say that. We actually have a private game in Clyde's room as we speak.
Whoa, love that.
As we speak. So, yes, absolutely. You want to come here and play a private game with your friends, business, rent it out for your employees, something along those lines. We absolutely do rent out the room. Pick your dealers if you like. We'll go and do the whole nine for you with the...
Wow.
Obviously it's a BYOB, but we'll serve you. Heather or whoever's brushing will go get your food.
Real VIP experience.
We try to do whatever we can.
It really sounds, that's amazing. Yeah,
But
I'll
we
have
really
to
try
check
to do
that
what we
out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, if you see George's game get advertised, you know it's going to be in Clyde's room, and you know you're going to have a good time.
There we go. Start your list now.
That's it. I know. I better start. Trey
he-
leaving a couple of comments here. It says 90% skill, 10% luck. I was asking chat, what is the breakdown, do you think, in poker? Luck versus skill. I said about 80-20.
Yeah, so obviously it's an interesting question. I don't obviously know the answer.
Yeah. I'm
However,
not sure it can be known.
However, one thing I will say is some of the luck is by your skill, right? So you can put
That's a good
yourself in good positions or bad positions, and then that might dictate a little bit more on those percents, if you will.
That's a good point. Whether or not you put yourself in good spots to
I mean,
improve.
you know, if you limp with aces into 9-way action and then you get beat, which you
call that
most
bad
likely
luck,
are,
yeah.
and you say, "Oh, I never win with aces," well, you didn't do yourself any favors. And so there is putting yourself in good spots. Again, the fold that Billy had made with
Earlier.
the open ender, but he knows two of his outs possibly could be dead outs. You're putting yourself in a better spot than just blindly calling and thinking you have more outs than you do. So it's interesting. I think the 80-20 to 90-10, somewhere in that range, probably is accurate.
Very good. Very political answer. I love that.
Yeah.
Nobody's wrong. Basil having a good time blowing up the chat. I love it, buddy.
Basil, who's your ninja?
He's got a couple of
Basil's friend in
No,
here.
I think he said Jade. Is,
Okay, that
he's
makes
on
sense.
Team Jade tonight.
Okay.
But he also did say go Robert and Billy. So, well, I like it. Either way, we've got, I think, a table full of favorites right now. This is really
it's hard to root against anybody at this table. I can definitely say that. All right, we have a big hand going on
this
right
is
here.
a big one right now.
We have
and Michael's
is
going.
all
Jimmy
Slade,
and Michael.
And wow. So we have the flop nuts for Kakoa. We have Jimmy.
Ooh.
And Slade is looking at the gutter ball king. Backdoor spades.
Man, yeah.
There's a lot going on here.
A lot going on. Still,
And me not paying attention, I didn't really follow exactly how the action all went. But it looks like Jimmy jammed, Kakoa called, and then Slate was probably short stacked and said, "Hey, if I hit my out, then I'm going to collect a nice big pot here," and he might have gone with that rationale.
Yeah, definitely a big hand though, and you'll notice the equity too. Nobody really has it locked.
Although, what was Slate's comment here? You gotta hate money.
You gotta
to
hate
play
money
this
to
game.
play
So
this game.
maybe he's putting that to the test right now. But
Yeah, I did. I was playing online earlier today to warm up for the stream.
Okay.
A couple of times I made a call and I was just like, I know I'm torching it right now. I said that in my head. I'm just torching this. Did okay though. Came up 75%.
there you go. There you go.
Bad, not too bad.
So we got two people in for about 900 to 1,000. Another
Man.
person, I forgot what the pre-flop. I wasn't even paying attention.
Well, the pot's at 3.5K right now, so this is a make or break kind of pot.
This is a good one.
a real good one, and I think Kakoa is the only one who has chips behind. We've got
Yes.
Jimmy
Yep.
and
We
Michael
have two
both
all-ins ahead of
in.
him. Yep. So, but even look at that. Even 23% equity for Slate because he can hit. Well, he can hit running cards.
Right, that's true too.
He can hit, obviously a king for the nuts. He can hit running spades. He can hit a queen and a pair of the board. I mean, there's a lot of different things that can go on here for him. Jimmy is...
Oh, and it's an 8.
8. Oh, my goodness. That's going to be a
Jimmy
full house
makes
for Jimmy.
it. And you hear the table erupt in laughter. Sometimes.
Now, Kakoa is going to win a very small side pot.
Right, Kakoa looks like he's got
But
100.
that's gonna bounce Jimmy up.
Ooh, Jimmy doing well tonight. And that's that's one thing I like watching Jimmy play. Very calculated, but very gambly and splashy player.
Yes.
Very splashy.
He is not afraid.
Yeah, real. I would say fan favorite.
Yeah.
Although, like you mentioned,
Everyone there is.
And all those chips going to Jimmy's way. It looks like Chris is going to have a hard time. Maybe have to do 2 scoops to get those chips into Jimmy's side of the table over there. It's just too funny. Basil, you are right, man. You got some good lines over there yourself, but you are 100% right. All the dealers are my favorite. There's really not a bad one in the bunch, but they are all They all just make the game so good. And a lot of times that's what, when you play at different poker clubs, you play at different casinos, sometimes it's, okay, so a lot of times it's the player pool, but sometimes it comes down to the dealers. Who do you have the best time with, and you know, which dealers do you really appreciate dealing for you, not only with the speed and the accuracy sometimes of their card throws, but you know, the sense of humor, and they are characters in themselves at the table, and I really enjoy all the dealers at Kojak's. Not a bad one in the bunch. They're all my favorite. They all joke with me. I think that's what it takes. You know, that's all it is. They all have a good time, and they can they dish it. I like that. Now we're still doing PLO. These PLO rounds seem to be a lot longer than the Hold'em rounds. And Jimmy now under the gun with his new chips. Also, by the way, real quick at stacking. Props. Props to Jimmy on that one. Picks up a monster under the gun also, or close to a monster. I would say B to A tier hand. Not quite S tier, but you know, very high up hand. One too many diamonds, but still very connected. Love to see it. Up to a queen. And Jade makes the raise to a 70 with her one too many diamonds hand also. So I really think diamonds should be just about dead. 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't, 6. I don't see the 7 of diamonds. But we've got the 8, 9, and Jack and Ace of diamonds. So really only a couple of diamonds left in the deck. I don't expect them to hit the board, but if they do, wouldn't that be something? And there's already a big pot going on right now. 430 bucks. And the board is 7-5 tray, 2 spades. Robert with the king high flush draw. And there is the 7 of diamonds, one of the few diamonds that we were missing. Now I think we're only missing the queen and the 10 of diamonds. Wouldn't that be crazy if we saw that happen? Pardon me. And we've got Jade leading out for 200. She's got a pair of 5s. And a 10 hits the board on the turn, giving Jade 2 pair. And there's the queen of diamonds. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? So there's only 1 diamond not accounted for that we saw. Unbelievable. Robert does make the king high flush, bets it, and gets 2 folds. So Robert with the king high flush takes down a 1.2K pot, picking up $760. That'll help get him close to even, I believe. I think he's only down 1 buy. Plenty of time, as I mentioned, to pick back up. Get back. He's already in the game, but getting back to even, I think, shouldn't be too much of a problem for Robert. Now at 2.7K. So just 1 double up away, I believe, from breaking even. And we'll be pretty good. Michael at 4.7K. Not too bad right there, sir. Not too bad at all. Did dethrone Billy from the chip lead. Billy not being so active tonight. But he is up, taking a profit. I will say, Billy doing a great job of losing the minimum right now. Love to see that. We got a couple of people chowing down. Adam with a bag of chips. We got Josh dealing right now. Also, Basil, one of my favorite dealers. Josh is one of those people, and Billy the same. When I met them, I thought, man, I am not as smart as these guys. These are real geniuses, you know? So it's always nice to have a couple of those players. And Kakao with a great hand there. The suited ace, double suited, ace and jack. AD with the pair of queens, and Eric picking up the pair of aces. Now that's a hand, if it were me, I would just raise pot, try to get everybody out there to really lock up that equity. He's got the highest equity, but Adam is not too far behind. And Eric does make a big raise to 220, that 3-bet. That'll get Adam out of there, who was second best. Now Jade is second best. But even that, she's almost 3-1. Dog. And Kakoa kind of thinking about it. I would stick around, even though he's only got 4% equity. I would be sticking around with that hand. And Jade, with her club draw, does decide to play it. We call her any two cards Jade. But when she's playing Hold'em, that makes sense. When she's playing PLO, I guess you call her any four. And she does have a fair amount of equity there, 26%. And the flop comes 8-7-4. Not the most action flop. Kakoa picks up a gut shot. And a couple of 2 backdoor flush options. And it does check around. I'm surprised to see Eric not betting. Another club on the board does give Jade the straight and the check mark. Curiously enough, I do believe Kakoa has some outs. If he were to hit a club, he's flush. His flush would beat Jade straight. Jade makes the raise to 1,000, really capitalizing on that straight. AD probably going to get out of there. Eric's got a tough decision, but in PLO, it's not that tough. Your aces are only a pair. He's got the 3 and the 4. He's got a gut shot, but does not decide to chase that down. Kakoa really, really in a bind right now. Jade may have the check mark because all the other clubs are accounted for. That could be what's going on here. And Kakoa really thinking about this one. Jade stone-faced right now, not moving an inch. Kakoa really thinking about it, stacking up some chips, looking like he wants to make the call. He's probably really on the fence, and I would be as well with that hand. You got to figure any club that hits, you're going to be pretty good, though he's only a jack high. Oh, that's why. He's a jack high club, and Jade would be the queen high club draw. So if he calls, we could really see some nasty action if another club hits the board. Kakoa realizing it's probably just not worth it. He could be already behind and dominated in that club draw. And Jade straight does take it down, picking up a cool almost $1,000 profit on that 2.2K pot. And that's how we do it. Jade now up to 5K. I believe that puts her at the top of the leaderboard too. Now you'll notice when a player wins a pot, it is courteous to throw, one of the chips or tip the dealer. If you win the pot, it's courteous to tip the dealer some amount. It doesn't have to be a percentage of the pot, doesn't have to be a chip from the pot, but that is standard practice. You'll also notice that with this game doubling the limits, that the tips are a lot bigger. So it seems like not only are the players liking it, but I'm sure the dealers are liking it too. I think that's the only real way to win at the table every single time is by dealing. You never lose a game if you're dealing, because you're going to pick up tips. You're not going to lose any hands. I can't remember who's made that joke. That is a funny one, though. Basil. Yeah, man. That burrito was good. I didn't even warm it up. It was not bad. I'll keep it on the lowdown, though. I won't say anything about it. Wink, wink. And we got a jack on the turn. The board is Queen Jack 5-5. 2 diamonds out there, so Eric is making a diamond flush draw. You'll see the equity is split right down the middle, 50%. But Robert does decide to bet it 75 bucks into a pot of 100. So if my math serves, that's about 3/4 size pot. And they both have 21 outs, if I were to calculate that properly. If one player has 50% and 21 outs, then the other player must have 50% and 21 outs. The 8 of hearts does not help Robert, but Eric makes a pair. Let's see if Robert bets this one. Puts Eric in a spot, and he gets out of there because he does not get the flush. Robert catching up, picking up $140. Not too bad. Clawing his way back. You love to see it. That's the thing about that aggressive poker. I'll tell you a story. Last time I was here, I think I told this story also. Was playing online, got down to, I think, about 15 big blinds. After one hand, I almost went broke. Player went all in, and I called. Ended up losing the pot. But I had him covered, so I had just a few big blinds remaining. The next hand, I got kings. So, of course, I went all in pre-flop, hoping that everybody would assume that I was tilting. Maybe somebody would give me a call, and I'd be able to get a quick double up. Nobody called me. But I started playing really, really aggressively after that. But I didn't have that much to lose. I'm one of those players where I like to go broke first before I rebuy. I like to deplete the entire first stack before I add anything on. And so that was one of those moments. And somehow, with that aggressive style, everybody was timid around me, and I was able to get back up to my original buy and then some. So it looks like that's what the strategy Robert is using. He's playing a lot more aggressively after his second rebuy, or rather his first rebuy, his second buy. It looks like he's playing a lot more aggressively, and it looks like it's paying off for him too. He's really taking down some pots that are uncontested and doing a real good job with that. Now Eric's got a gut shot to Broadway, doesn't get there with a 4 on the river. And Jade, let's see if she decides to stab at it. She does have the check mark. She's got the better hand with her pair of 2s. Ah, and Eric, you hate to see it. Had he bet, he probably would have been able to get her off that hand. But maybe not. Jade is pretty sticky. Jade is a mystery woman. At 5.1K is now the current leader of chip stacks. Billy down at 3.8K. And AD at the bottom at 1.8K. So even the short stack here at this table, really not that low, still is dangerous, as we say. I mean, if you see $1.8 thousand going into the middle, somebody shoving all in with that kind of a chip stack, you got to be a little bit nervous. You got to be a little bit concerned. They've got to, they've got you beat in some way. Jade with the queen tray does bet it, or does rather call. And we see Billy betting a buck and a squirt at $125. Jade says, I've got a real good hand. I don't want to let it go. She shows half the table. I don't think she's going to make the call. You hear a couple of giggles over there. Billy with the 6-5. Good play, buddy. Good play. Does take down a small pot, but, hey, taking down the blinds gives you a free round. Not too bad there. Not too bad. Well, we are nearing the a little further than the halfway point, everybody. So thanks for watching with us. We really appreciate you liking, commenting, subscribing to Kojak's Poker. Got a couple of events coming up in July. We're going to start the mini series. We've got the mini main going on here coming up pretty soon. That'll be July 15th, 16th, and 17th. But before that, on July 9th, we've got the Deep Stack Tournament. That's a $300 buy-in starting at 12:30 p.m., so a little bit earlier than most of our other events. But you wake up, you're refreshed, you're ready to go. Have some breakfast. I learned that the hard way. Make sure you eat before you start making tough decisions at the poker table. Just a tip. And then we've got the $300 Big Bounty Tournament on the 10th. That starts at 2:30 p.m., and that is a $500 buy-in. The Big Bounty. And then we've got a round of each NLHPLO. That'll be on the 11th. That's a $200 buy starting at 6 p.m. We'll be doing a freeze out on the 12th for a $400 buy, also starting at 6 p.m. And, geez, Jade flopping the world. She does decide to bet 300. I don't think anybody's going to stick around. Whoa, and Billy raises. Worst time ever to pick a spot like that. But Jade's reputation, again, precedes her. Like Brendan was talking about, a lot of these players play with each other constantly. They know each other all the time. And Jade has 4 to a straight flush, but there is a 10 jack of diamonds still possible. And maybe that's what she's worried about here. Maybe that's what Billy's representing. And Jade does make the call. This is a real interesting hand. A 3 on the river doesn't change anything. And Billy goes all in, and Jade calls immediately with the nut flush. Man. Good play, Billy. Good play. Unfortunately, you ran into the nut flush. I think if Jade had anything lower than that ace of diamonds, she may have been hesitant. She also had the 6, so she was blocking the straight flush in one way. She had 4 to the straight flush. And Jade picks up a huge 7.9K pot. Huge pot. And that will definitely put Jade at the top of the board there. 9.1K, triple the max buy-in. Now, conventional wisdom is once you get to about 3x or 3.5x the buy, you kind of lock your chips down. I don't suspect Jade will be doing that. I don't think Jade will be one to lock them down. Yeah, she is almost double Michael Slate's stack, which is the second highest chip count at the table. And she may have to color up a couple of those chips. I mean, she's got a big old stack of black chips. Trying to keep it PG. She's got a big old stack, a couple of stacks of those green ones. She does have a few yellows in there. And Jimmy picks up a pair of 7s. One of my favorite pocket pairs. Real stealth, you know. You're high up enough that you can get top set rather a good percentage of the time. But you're not cocky with it. You know, when you get to pocket 10s, sometimes you go a little overboard. You get a little aggressive with it. And Billy comes out swinging for 25. About a pot-sized bet on this board here. Oh, man, Jimmy hits the set of 7s, but a 10 on the board gives everybody a set of 10s. Jimmy, obviously, with 10s full of 7s, will be losing to any pocket pair higher than a 7. Oh, and Billy just picks up a smooth quads. Wow. Doesn't get paid off, but man, what a hand there. What a hand. We had some graphical issues with that, but man, what a hand. Aggression frequency, you'll notice Jade is up there at 45%. That means half the time she is performing an action, she's either betting or raising. And it looks like it's paying off for her tonight. That's what we call the loose aggressive approach. And she's also very good to the dealers, which is encouraged, but not required. Eric lets go of the Jack 8, unsuited, but Jimmy, let's see where this hand goes, he says. He's looking interested. Yeah, Jade looks like she needs to color up there. If it were me, I'd get one of those blue guys in there. I think a blue chip is 1,000. Jimmy with the K9. Ow, 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 ow. Sorry, that was supposed to be a dog barking, but, well, you know. Not all of my impressions are perfect. Yeah, Kakoa with the gut shot, as well as the backdoor flush draw. Pretty good hand. Jade with the pair of sixes, top pair, fair kicker. Michael also has a gut shot, but and a backdoor, as a matter of fact. Unfortunately, that jack of clubs doesn't, and he's still got the same gut shot, needs a 7, as does Kakoa. Though, if Kakoa picks up another club, he's able to hit a flush. Jade's still the favorite with her made hand, her pair of sixes. But how often is that going to be good? Good enough for Jade to bet, rather call. Now, let's see if Slate can take it down. He does decide to get out of the way. And now we're heads up. Jade's sixes. Oh, and it's a queen on the river. Doesn't change Kakoa's holding. Actually, Jade still with her pair of sixes. Now, if Kakoa bets it, that would definitely put Jade in a tough spot. The question is, what does he put Jade on holding? Not a very strong hand. He bets 950. He was probably targeting, I don't even want to venture to say what he was targeting. That looks like a stone cold bluff to me. Man, it was a good one. It gets through, and Kakoa is able to take down that over $2,000 pot right there without much issue. Good bet, sir. Good bet. And we got a straddle out there. I think Jimmy and Jade so far, the only players to straddle. Jade down to 8.7K right now. After her table high of 9.1K. Only down a couple hundos. And in this game, as we've seen, this game, a couple of hundred is not that much. Adam gets rid of the ace-10 off. And accidentally shows it. And we've got the ace of hearts, 10 of spades exposed. That was announced by the dealer, so Jimmy knows one of his outs is dead. But he's still got Billy dominated. Oh, there's a deuce on the board. Eric makes a pair of twos. Billy bets 75. He knows that one of his aces... Oh, sorry, Billy doesn't have an ace. Eric knows that one of his aces is out as well, so he gets out of there. Jimmy gets out of there, too. It looks like Billy did add on. I think his stack looks like more than 850. So our graphics will have to catch up to that. And we got a sleeper straddle from Billy. Love to see that. We saw under the gun fold, so that means the straddle is live. And Billy's got ace-9 off suit. Not a bad hand in the straddle. Unfortunately, Adam picks up the jiggities, the fish hooks, the jacks. And also, unfortunately, Jade picks up the ace-king. So I don't imagine Billy's going to be sticking around with this hand. And if he does, he's really only calling. Yeah, he makes the call. We're going 3 players, 7, 8, 10. It gives Adam a gut shot. Billy is holding the 9. Billy's got an up and down straight draw. Really not a bad flop if you're straddling and you're Billy. You got to wonder if you're up against a pocket pair. So he does make the raise. Now that could be a probing bet. That could be a value bet, trying to cash in on some of that equity, the up and down straight draw. If you're up against a hand like ace-king or something, it's going to be really difficult to call. But if you're Adam and you re-raise in that spot, Billy, I don't imagine thinks he's good here. And we haven't seen a lot of 3-bets tonight, but man, that was one of them. Adam with the Saints gear. You love to see that. Who dat? and Billy makes the call. Interesting call. And he's really only looking for his up and down straight to complete. If he doesn't get it on the turn, I imagine he's out. He does check. I don't think that's a sign necessarily of waving the white flag. Let's see what Adam makes of it. He does go ahead and bet 900. This is turning into a monster pot here. And with the jacks, you got to be worried. Is the other player, is Billy holding, you know, pocket sevens, pocket eights, maybe even pocket tens? Billy's been playing pretty snug tonight, so I don't imagine that Adam thinks he's getting out of line too much. That call on the flop was a strong line, and his call on the river also signifies a lot of strength. Ooh, and there's a jack making Billy's straight, but giving Adam a set. Wow, and a quick all in, a quick call. Woo! And Billy shows the straight. Wow, what a hand right there. That was a big pot. Very big pot. And Adam paying up. Jade still on the top of the leaderboard at 8.6K. Billy near the bottom at 1.8K according to our graphics, but I do think his stack is much larger than that, especially after winning that pot. Was able to extract a lot of value. And as Brendan was talking about when we were saying, what is the breakdown of luck versus skill? That's one of those situations where Billy was able to realize the implied odds of his position, and he was able to set himself up to really make a lot of good positions and get a big pot out of that. And Adam takes a break from the table. Looks like he's walking away. I would also. After a pot like that, that is a tough cooler, especially with that jack on the river. Man, worst card in the deck for Adam. But he's getting out of there. And Billy with a good couple of stacks, 2, 4, 6 in blacks. It just looks like about 6K in blacks. Yeah, he's at 9.8K. I would imagine that's correct. And we are back doing round of each. We are back to PLO. So get ready, everybody. I'm going to make a couple of mistakes. It's just, you know, it's tough to keep up with everybody having 4 cards in their hand. There's a lot of draws. There's a lot of straights and flushes and stuff. Sometimes I don't see them. But I'm getting better at it. I did crack a PLO book a couple of weeks ago. Read literally the first thing about it. The cooking equivalent of that book would be probably titled How to Boil Water. It was really the most basic PLO strategy. But, you know, I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to adapt. And PLO really is a lot of fun, especially with loose players and especially with these action players that we see here. And one of the things that we say here at Kojaks, if it's good for 10, it's good for 50. We got Jade betting out 140. So we'll see how many callers she gets. I don't imagine that's going to scare away too many players. We could even see you know, a 4 or 5-way pot. And instead it's a 2-way pot. Flop comes 9, 7 to 4. And Jade picks up a pair of set of 9s, but also pairs her 4. Eric looking for a I don't know. Looking for I'm not sure. He's got 15% equity. He can still win this. But I think it's going to be very, very hard to beat Jake's set of 9s. And chip count shows Billy still at 9.8K, now at the top of the leaderboard. Jade at 8.8. And Michael at 4.4. A lot of money at this table. We're almost 20,000 just between the top 2 players. So again, a lot of money on this table, and there has been a lot of action. Now we do have a newcomer here on the way. We'll see how that affects the dynamic of the table. And Kakao with a pair of queens. You love to see that. Not a bad hand. Kakao is double suited. And Eric raises to 60. With his pair of aces. I think that's like the 4th time that Eric has held pocket aces in a PLO game. Robert with the pocket 9s. Now when you play PLO, you generally want to have a pair in your hand. And you want to be double suited. That just gives you the most opportunity to make a really, really good hand. If you have a pair in your hand, that gives you more full house opportunities. And if you're double suited, that gives you more flush opportunities. The flop is ace, 6, 4, 2 spades. So Kakoa picks up a queen high flush draw. Jimmy's got the king high flush draw. I don't think anybody's got a set of 4s. But we do have, I believe, a set of 6s. No, we don't have a set of 6s. You know, if you're watching this, take a shot every time I make a mistake on the PLO recap. That would be a dangerous game. Watch out for that. But Eric does hit a set of. Oh, Eric boats up right off the rip. 3 aces and 2. Well, no. Okay, so he makes a set of aces. There's another shot for you. And the 8 of spades comes in, bringing in the flush. Now Jimmy is ahead of Eric. But if the board were to pair, unfortunately, Eric is holding one of the 6s, so it's not likely, or not as likely, that the board will pair with the 6 from Eric's perspective as the 4 or the 8. But it is still possible. Jimmy's got the king high flush draw, does decide to bet it. Eric's thinking it over. Jimmy is a splashy player. And I'm sure some of that is factoring into Eric's decision here. He pulls the card protector off, puts it back on. He's really thinking about this. This is a tough spot. He's got a set of aces that he flopped. He raised it on the flop. And now he checks the turn with Jimmy betting into him. That is a strong line on Jimmy's end. But is it strong enough to beat a set of aces? He bets the 3rd spade. Jimmy bets the 3rd spade. So he's representing a flush. But Eric's got to wonder, how strong is that flush? How high is Jimmy's high card with that flush? Or does Jimmy even have the flush? Or is he trying to take advantage now that I checked? These are, I'm sure, thoughts that Eric has crossed his mind. And probably deeper ones as well. Eric, I'm not going to make any bones about it. Eric is a much better player than I am. I just talk about the game. Eric is actually playing. And he lays out the chips. He lays out raising chips. Can't hear what he's saying, but I'm trying to up the volume.
Never would have been able to go.
And it looks like this is a tough spot for Eric. I do think that Eric has the skill to get away from this. And I think that's what he's leaning towards. And he does end up folding. Wow, Jimmy shows. Jimmy shows the king high flush. That was a very friendly gesture. Went to showdown. Jade, a quarter of the hands she's played have gone to showdown, as well as Eric. Interesting statistic right there. And Jade, you can see with that monster stack, Somehow, looks like she has more chips. I guess she has more red chips than Billy does. But Billy has more in value in front of him compared to Jade. And we're switching dealers again to one of my favorite dealers. We're still doing PLO over here, so we're still on the action round of the round of each. But getting back to the summer series, it starts off on the 9th, and we go all the way to the 17th. So make sure to get in on this. There's going to be a huge prize pool. Between all of the events, it says prize pool expected to exceed $250K. We got somebody knocking at the door. We got Basil in the house.
What's
Looking
up?
sharp as always.
My brother, what's going on?
Basil,
You by
usually...
yourself?
Yeah, I mean, well, not anymore. I got homeboy Basil with me. Now, you usually play on these live stream games.
Yeah.
Love the hair, too.
Thank you, my
Looks
brother.
very nice,
Thank
very
you.
nice.
My little sister, she braids.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
looks like she spent a little while doing that.
Yeah, she did a good job.
You
She
got
did-
pictures of that on your Instagram?
She did the Superman colors.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
Yeah, I got
Very clean.
I got pictures. I mean, I got videos already. I'll show you one because you got to be paying attention to this game. You know what I'm saying?
You know, this is an action-packed game, man.
I know,
this is
man.
a
I've been
real big
watching.
one.
I've been watching, bro.
This is a real big one.
I mean, you made that. I rushed over here after you said you love my burrito. It's the way you said it. I was like, hey, Brendan sound like keep it PG, brother.
Oh, man, he got a little nervous, I think. He got a little nervous for a second.
Good Lord.
We were literally talking about
I
Taco
know.
Villa burrito, though.
I know. Where's his mind at?
His own fan fiction.
Right. Yeah, brother. Glad you're doing all right.
Yeah, man.
You're doing better, huh?
Yeah, look at this.
Yeah, man. I see
I
that.
got no wraps
Oh,
on.
Dang.
This whole thing was just
Man, it
flesh.
could have been worse, man. So you're good, man.
Could have been way worse. Yeah, I'm getting there. I still got. This is look how
Oh, my
swollen this
God.
is. We're talking about. I went down on a motorcycle about a little over a month ago, and I'm still recovering. Got some micro fractures in one of my bones near my knee, and a lot of bone bruising, poor part of my PCL, and a lot of road rash. But the road rash is finally going away. Thanks to all the well wishes for everybody who's seen me and talked to me and really just wished me well. I really appreciate that. It goes a long way. The morale, I think, plays a big part in the recovery.
That's right.
So I
Who's got a
appreciate
good
that.
hand right now?
Yeah,
Okay,
this is-
we got a flush draw for somebody right there,
Yeah,
Billy.
Billy with the queen high flush.
And yeah, somebody with the little flush in trouble, Robert.
That's right. Yeah, Robert.
Hey, but he's got the straight flush
Yeah,
draw.
if a
A
deuce,
deuce
of
of
hearts.
hearts will kill Billy, dog.
Man.
Oh my God.
Yeah, the deuce of
Yeah,
hearts would be the nasty card.
But yeah, that shit would be nasty.
Now Robert's trying to catch up from earlier tonight. He's at 2.7K right now. I bet you that plays a part in how he's approaching this hand right now. And Billy's bet of $120.
See, that's what the breaks down.
I love that. How long is your hair? How much of that is your hair?
Well,
Most of it?
my hair is too right here.
way.
Well, she starts to break from the very top though with the
Yeah.
with my hair, you know. So the ends. But yeah, she did a good job.
She did a great job, man.
For my videos, it works.
Now, what is your handle on there? Let's plug
for-
you. Try and get some followers on there.
Poker Face Superman.
Poker Face Superman, everybody. Follow Poker Face
I
Superman.
make my own mask, my own videos. It's all good. I got over 500. Look. Oh my God.
Get out the way.
You remember that? That's a jam.
Man, that is
Some
cool.
ludicrous.
That looks familiar.
It's Coach. It's
That
right,
looks familiar.
it's right outside, brother. You can make a video anywhere. You just add music to it.
That's it. That's all you need.
Yeah.
That's all you need.
You know what I'm saying? People think it's not that hard.
Yeah. Follow Poker Face Superman. Poker Face Superman.
One of the poker players at Kojak's, one of the main poker players.
That is true.
Right?
One of the good ones.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. My
Wait, did
brother.
you bust me? We played a tournament together.
George, I would never
I
bust you,
think
bro.
you did. No, you know
I
what?
let you go.
You did. You
Yeah,
did.
dude. I
That's
said,
what
I
it was.
got you. I said, I got
Yep.
you. And I looked at you and I said,
Yep.
I got you, but I'm going to lay it down. And I showed you the best
Yep.
hand. Yeah,
I remember that. Respect.
Yeah, dude. And then the guy next hand you get knocked out. I'm
Yeah.
like, what the fudge?
Yeah.
I should have just took your chick.
If I had a choice. No offense to. I don't even remember his name. No offense, but I would have given him to you if I had the choice.
Yeah, that's too
And look at this. Jimmy flopping trip aces. Jimmy's been
That-
running really well tonight. He's been doing a really good job getting into good spots and really capitalizing
That's really
on
not a good flop, though. It's a flop that can get you in trouble.
It
Yeah,
can.
you can stay in there, but if somebody gets something, then your trip aces will make you pay a lot of money. You know what I mean? 'Cause
It's
hard
only
to,
trips.
Yeah, it's hard to let them go.
It's only trips, and yeah, it is. We saw that earlier with Eric had a really hard time letting go of his
Yeah,
set of
dude,
aces.
it happens. One of these days, man, I'm gonna come sit like a full set with you, dog, so we can talk about the hand.
Hell yeah, man!
And break them down.
I would love that. I would
Yeah.
love that. Basil is one of my favorite poker players here at the
Man,
place.
like other dealers, you're just a nice guy.
Eh,
Yeah, I see.
Yeah, I'm sure you were watching.
Hey,
So
did I
you
win
heard
with the
me
most
talking about you.
comments? Yeah.
Yeah.
What do I get?
I think you won. You get a pat on the back.
Oh, that's it.
I got to do an official tally here
I
when we
thought
run
it was
out.
for a yearly membership, dog. What the
It's
fuck?
a yearly pat on the back. You get one that'll last you for the whole year. You'll never want
Nah.
another one again.
A yearly membership would be nice.
I'll see what I can do. I think it's probably going to get closer to the pat on the back than.
Now,
the
you know
yearly,
what?
but-
I already got one. I got one already, dude. I'm already
Yeah?
hooked up.
Oh, you're already good to go.
Yeah. I won it because I played with the most hours.
Oh,
with
snap.
Kojak's. Yeah, dude, it takes time.
That's the thing, though. There's a lot of giveaways at Kojak's. There's a lot of ways to win, not only at the table, but you can also win, memberships and stuff like that. It's a good
Yeah.
club. It's a good club. It's a lot of kickback.
Sometimes hats.
Sometimes hats.
A T-shirt on the back. Is good.
Hey, look, I got this one.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. See, you're already getting props.
Oh man,
You need a hat too.
I
dog.
need a hat. I need a hat
What's
next.
going on with Brandon?
Brandon
He
looks like
hasn't
he's
gave you a hat.
not yet. Not yet. You know what? I got to earn my loyalty.
Brandon,
points, I
we
guess.
got to give this guy a hat. I'm sure he's listening. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's about that time, bro.
It is.
So
It
he
is.
can wear it on his. Well, never mind.
I gotta mask my face when I play. I got the sunglasses that don't seem to be helping too much.
It might work, dude. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know.
Because it's helped me a lot.
I'm worried you can see the cards.
No, a lot of people would read me, dude, but now they don't. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's good.
It's helped me a lot. Thanks to COVID, you know what I'm saying? Because
Oh
I'm
yeah.
playing better poker.
Oh yeah. Oh man, I'm playing a lot more too.
You know what I'm saying?
That's when I started actually. I was sick with COVID for like 3 weeks and I didn't have anything else to do, so I booted it up online and started playing.
Look, he's already got a.
Look at this.
Bailey's got no. He don't have a flush because he's got 3 diamonds.
He's got a flush draw though, and AD also has the flush draw. Much smaller flush draw, obviously.
AD don't want it.
Nope, but he does have a pair of jacks, as does Robert and Billy. So real action flop. But Kikoa, actually with the best hand, he's got the set of nines.
Keiko's already sitting down on the couch. I thought I saw him, so this must be like late.
Oh, Billy raises.
Look, is Yvonne one of your favorite dealers? That one.
Yes, easily one of my favorite dealers. Easily. Yeah, I like her tattoos. I think she's got some good ink done. I like Josh's tattoos. I think.
I like her better.
Yeah, the flowers and stuff.
Yeah, well, I just don't dig guys with tattoos.
I get that. I get that.
You burrito lover. Damn it, boy.
I don't like the sausage burrito. Wait a second. Wait, that's even worse. That's even worse.
That's even worse, huh? Wait, what's rancheros burrito?
No, the chorizo. Chorizo. That's,
Chorizo.
no.
You're really taking it far, man. You got that chorizo con huevos. Burrito. Damn it, boy.
Oh, man. This is the kind of
You
action
like,
you get.
you like Big Red's tattoos? Damn it, boy.
I can't see all of them. Maybe that's even worse too.
They're nice.
Oh man, yeah, we're having a good time here tonight. We're having a good time. I hope you at home are having a good time too, and we really appreciate you watching. Hanging out with us. I think Basil is in the lead right now for the most comments on there. So
I should be, dude.
you should be. Ryan was up there for a while, but I'll have to do an official count here. We've got just about a half hour left on the game. So.
Tell Brendan that I should get an hour for that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Better than a pet in the bag. Hey, you work. You work on my hour, and I work on your hat.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right. I'm into that. You scratch my back, I'll scratch yours.
Brendan, he needs a hat.
Oh man, it looks like this could be an action pot too. We've got Jade, Michael, and Robert with a pair of kings here on the flop. That's all 4 kings accounted for right now, so I don't think anybody's going to make trips. But Jade does have the king and the queen. Michael and Robert, of course, with the ace kicker, so I don't know. Let's see what the turn brings. That's the one thing about PLO. You big fan of PLO? One card changes everything.
I know, bro. I'm trying to get used to it.
And there's the ace. Just like I said, changes everything.
Hey, but have you ever played bomb pots?
Yeah.
They had a tournament of nothing but bomb pots.
Oh,
A round
that
of
was fun.
each. Guess who took it down?
I don't know. Who took it down?
What?
Who took it down? Tell him. Tell him.
You already know.
Hey, congratulations, Basil. Good job with that.
Yeah, man, it's crazy, but it was fun.
I bet. Yeah,
It was
that's
like,
the thing.
I don't even like bomb pots, and I won a tournament.
But,
you know what I'm saying?
now you've won all the bomb pots that you will ever win in your life.
I know,
That's the
right?
problem. That's how I feel. I'm superstitious like that.
Man.
Oh, man, and look at that. The queen on the river gives Jade the check mark. She boated up. Queen's full. Robert, with a better 2-pair on the turn, now loses to Jade's kings and queens on the river. The queen's full of kings.
Robert's got the nut flush draw, too. That'll get him in trouble.
Yeah, let's see if Robert can lay it down. $800 to call. Jade has been playing pretty splashy tonight. Robert has...
that's a hiding boat right there with Jade.
That is a hiding
Robert
boat.
can't see it, and then he knows how Jade plays. He'll probably call. How much was the bet?
That's 800. 800 to
nah,
call.
Robert's too good, bro.
Yeah.
A burrito, he lays it down.
I'll take you up on that. Let's see.
Damn, because, 800, bro, Robert.
Yeah, Robert, you can see on his face, too. He really doesn't like that bet.
But since it's Jade, you might win a burrito. Because you know what I'm saying? Because he puts her on some bullshit.
Exactly. Jade, we call her listen to this. We call her any 2 Jade when she's playing Hold'em.
Yeah.
But what is when she plays PLO? Is she any 4?
She's a smart player, bro.
She is a smart player, very calculated.
Yeah.
And she plays the meta game. She'll show the bluffs to get more action when she actually has it. She's very aware of her image, and she's very aware of how the other players are playing.
Oh, she's beautiful, dude. That's the only that's why I watched this, the live stream. Because of Jade. If Jade wasn't playing...
That's why we put her right there, across from the camera.
I would have watched it, bro. I'm just playing. They're all great people, but you know what I'm saying? I'd rather see Jade, right?
That's true.
Yeah. She's a star.
A fan favorite.
And then they were asking who my ninja is. You know what I'm saying?
That's it.
Good Lord.
Last comment we got. My ninja is Jade.
Yeah. She knows it.
Yeah, it looks like Robert's really having a hard time with this hand.
Dude, it's a tough one,
It's
dude.
a tough,
I would hate to be
spot.
in his spot because it's Jade, bro.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. That's why he's thinking so
Right.
hard. But shoot, he might just get me a burrito. Fold that shit.
But you got to think. Oh, and he puts it in.
Oh, and
He puts it in. Man. Oh, you can see the immediate disgust on his face. That was a tough spot.
Nah, that was good acting on Jade.
Good.
Acting like she didn't have nothing.
Good on Jade. Yeah, that was an excellent value bet. She gets paid off $2.5K for that pot.
Who's up for tonight, though, the most?
I think Jade is up the most. Billy is the chip leader, but he did add on an undisclosed amount earlier, and I think Jade is the high. Yeah,
there's been some good action.
She's at 10K right now. She's also the chip leader. Billy not too far behind at 9.9, but between the two of them, that's $20,000.
What was the buy-in?
The max was 3K.
3K.
I believe Jade bought in for the max. She may have actually bought in a little bit short, but we saw a lot of players buy in for 3. We saw a lot of players buy in for 1.5, and
that's a good payday for my ninja.
yeah,
Oh my goodness.
I know. And I was joking earlier, you know, the conventional wisdom, you kind of lock your chips down after you get over like 3x or 3.5x. But Jade, I don't know if she's going to lock them down. You can't stop the action with Jade.
Oh my God, dude, and she ain't scared.
She is unafraid Jade.
Mm-hmm.
And Jimmy picking up not too bad of a hand. Does make the call. Billy makes a raise to 50 with the mystery hand.
Jimmy, he's pretty good action, man.
Jimmy's a good action player. He's been running real well tonight. Billy,
Well, I heard
the Queens.
he cashed out a lot last night.
Oh,
Yesterday, yeah.
Yeah, that's that sounds about right. Jimmy is a very good player.
Mm-hmm.
He plays a lot. You can tell. He's very
Man,
comfortable
he's
at the
fixing to
table.
put grease on the cards, though.
We got a couple players on the club draw. We got Billy and Kakoa. Cacao.
Who wants it? Who wants it? Billy wants it more, huh? Because he's bigger club.
Yeah.
Nope.
Nope. That deuce doesn't change anything. I don't believe nobody makes a set. Jimmy and Jade do pick up a pair of deuces, but I don't think that's going to be enough. Jade makes a straight up, or close. Yeah, Jade has a straight. So Jade is the favorite right now. And it looks like if I were in her position, I would probably just call.
It's kind of like a nutty straight.
Oh.
Because she's got the three and like the in-betweens locked up. See, 5-3.
Mm-hmm.
She's got the two middle right there, so it's kind of like the nut straight for her.
And she does decide to re-raise Kakoa's bet. Kakoa working on a straight also, but isn't quite there yet. He's got two pairs.
Well, he's got two pairs. He can drop for a boat. That's it.
That's really all he's looking for. Now, he could get to a higher straight if
Well, yeah,
five
if he catches
were
a
to come.
5, Jade's in trouble.
So he's got a few outs, but you can see, I mean, he's
Jade's
a 3-1
already got
dog.
one of his 5s, right? Ace
Yep.
5.
Yep. Yeah, she's holding one of his outs.
Yeah. She's blocking the 5,
And
so it's tough.
I love how she really just, hides. She doesn't give any information
Yeah,
away.
look at Kakoa. He made the call, or did he raise? He raised.
Wow. Strong raise. No, he did make the call. And we're going to the river, and it's another deuce.
Ooh.
It's another deuce that doesn't help Kakoa, but Jade does boat up. Does improve
She
Jade's
sure
hand from a
did.
straight to a two's full.
This one he'll fold right here, but the other one he had to call.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, he's got to fold.
Yeah,
right
he's
away.
got to fold.
But
It's a
if
good bet.
If he would have hit his boat, then Jay would have been in trouble.
And she shows.
Or a 5.
She shows her hand. She shows the boat.
She ain't scared.
She ain't scared.
When she's got it, she's got it. But when she don't, she don't. You
That's
know what I'm
life.
saying? But yeah,
That's life. She's up to
Yeah.
11K too. Man. Not a
Wow.
bad payday at all.
her and Billy are always kicking some butt.
Yeah. Yeah, they're both excellent players.
Yeah.
I did have the pleasure of playing against Jade one time. Never against Billy. But, not to brag or anything, but I beat her in like 1 or 2 pots.
Yeah, you want to play with Billy, you got to get in with the high rollers, though.
Yeah, I don't know.
Billy don't even like to play R5 on the butt.
I brought $4 today thinking I'd be able to sit down for a minute. I've come to find the Red Bulls in the vending machine are $4. So there goes my bankroll.
Dang.
Dang.
You're drinking Red Bull?
Not yet. I haven't cracked it yet. I'm trying to wait on it. I think now actually is about time.
Yeah.
Try and get some energy. Try and keep it coming.
Shout out to Red Bulls.
Hashtag no ad, but if you want to send us some Red Bulls for free, we would appreciate it. We would love that. All right, we're going 5 to the flop. This is not an action flop. I don't see a whole lot of action. Jimmy's just got it locked up pretty much with his set of jacks. AD's out of there already. Robert with his top pair does make the bet. Jimmy makes a smooth call. Love the smooth call.
You playing the cash game tonight or no? Or you only really had $4?
No, I'll sit down. I'll sit down if you sit down.
That's cool.
All right.
Yeah, I'm waiting. You want to put your name on the list? Are you on the list?
That's all right. I'll do it.
Man, you got to be, though. I'll put you on the list.
I've still got about a half hour.
No, I think it's like 15 minutes.
Oh,
Well, what time do you close?
about 11:15.
Oh, you're going over?
Yeah, 11:20, something like
All
that.
right, brother.
All right, Basil.
All right, enjoy it, man.
Yes, sir.
Keep it up, man. I'm keeping
Look,
you
look
from
at
your
this,
job.
man. You're dressed sharp. Love the shirt.
Thank you,
That
man.
shirt's looking fly.
That's what's up.
And Jimmy improves from the set all the way up to a straight, a king high straight. You love to see it. And now we're switching over. We're back to Hold'em. I will tell you something, though. This booth gets hot. So that's why you might notice a couple of guests. Love having the guests. Always love the energy. Have a good time with that. But they don't stick around because it is hot in here. It's sweaty. It's a little sticky in here. Got the Red Bull going. Having a good old time with that. Got the poker going, having a good old time with that. I hope you at home are having as much fun as I am. Really love doing these poker streams, love commentating, and I love interacting with you guys. Keep the comments coming. We really have a good time with that here at Kojak's. We're back to Hold'em. I shouldn't make as many mistakes commentating this as I do with PLO. But we'll see. The shot game is still on. I will not be joining you, but... We got a lot of players here. It doesn't look like anybody has turned trips. Oh, Jimmy. I spoke too soon. Jimmy is running hot. Love to see it. Queen 5. A lot of people are just going to get away from it. Jimmy ends up turning trips. Bets 55, and Billy actually raises. And Jimmy re-raises. Talk about aggression right there. Now, Billy is stuck with a choice. And it looks like he's really thinking it over. But he does get out of the way. Jimmy takes down that 1.1K pot. Not a bad way to make 1,000. He does pick up $275 of profit on that pot. It looks like his chip stack is quite large too. A lot of reds. Chip count shows 10.9K for Jade, 9.6 for Billy, and 4.6 for third place. I didn't get a chance to read the name just now. Man, the flop comes ace, ace, jack. Not, unfortunately, an action flop. Not the flop that any of these players really wanted to see. Heap, our new player here, sitting right next to Billy. Does pick up a pair of queens. Billy gets out of the way with his pair of queens, though. Sometimes the first to bet it is the one to take it down. And that is what happened just now. Chip count showing Jimmy in third place at 4.6, Michael at 4.3, and Cacao at 2.5K. And Cacao does pick up the ace 4 under the gun. He let go of ace 10 earlier. Let's see if he decides to play this one under the gun. Not likely, and he does get out of the way. And Jade and Michael stick around. Michael, a.k.a. Slate, by the way. If you hear me refer to him by Slate, you can see right on his Tumblr there, it says Slate. And Billy does make a re-raise with his ace-10 in the cutoff. His is suited. Not a bad hand to have in this situation. especially with a couple of limpers. Now they both call. You got 2 spades on the board, 1 club. So Billy does pick up the back door. Michael with the front door flush. And we get a 9 on the turn. Jade with the pair of 5s is the best hand. But Billy and Michael both have one overcard to the board. And a queen on the river seals it up. Jade actually takes it down with her pair of 5s. Not a huge pot, $235. Jade profits $160 out of that, but is another pot that Jade can say she took down tonight. And it looks like we got a straddle. Surprise, surprise. Jade is straddling. She's up to 11.1K in chips. Not bad at all. Robert at the bottom at 1.2K. Still having a little difficulty trying to claw back. Back to even. But you know, sometimes it's just not your night. Sometimes you run into all the wrong situations. You run into all the wrong spots. And it does happen. I know everybody's got a bad beat story, but I will say last time I played at the table, I just really didn't pick up any hands. The best hand that I got was ace-10 of clubs, and it was in the cutoff of the hijack. It was in kind of late position, but it was to an early position raise, and that situation is really questionable. Especially, you know, I realize my skill level not quite as high as some of the other players at the table. And so it was really just, you know, not picking up hands. And that happens sometimes. You know, Robert, very solid player, but has just ended up in a couple of bad spots tonight. And we've got Billy versus Jade right now, the showdown. Flop is King 7-6 with a 7 on the turn. Still checking around. Surprised Jade is not betting this. 3 hearts. And Jade shows a pair of 6s. Billy cracks up. Yeah, Billy's beat. His ace high does not hold. That's one of those situations where I think if you bet it, you may be able to get Jade off that hand, but not that time. Jade picks up a pair of 6s. Her VPIP actually dropped down to 87%. Jimmy's still at 76%. Surprised to see that. Though I guess when your VPIP is 92 and 91% for Jade and Jimmy respectively, not hard to drop that number down. I think one fold will really really drop it down quite a bit. And we got a couple of limpers. Billy raises to 200 as he takes a sip, a stoic sip. Billy with a 9 deuce, is that right? Oh man, Kakoa makes a re-raise to 550 with the ace king. I think, I don't know, I have to assume Billy was making a play, but he doesn't leave with his tail in between his legs. Instead, he stays. Wow, Billy checks in the dark. Queen 7-5, all red, but 2 hearts on the board. Kakoa's ace king still best. He looks like he's going to bet, and Billy just folds immediately to even the suggestion of a bet. Love that. And chip count still shows Jade on top. Billy in second. I believe he's still up for the night. Robert at the bottom at 1.2 and AD at 1.5, second from the bottom. AD also fantastic player so far this evening. A new one for me to watch when I'm streaming. But still an interesting player to watch nonetheless. I love watching Jade and Jimmy. I think probably, not that I'm rooting for any one player, but I think Jade and Jimmy really push the action. I really like when they are at the live stream table. And AD under the gun. Speaking of a good player, gets the ace king of diamonds. Now that is that's the key ingredient. It's the old poker saying, I'd rather be lucky than good. And that is exactly where I stand personally. But AD getting some good cards and has the skill to back it up. The ace king of diamonds. Only calls because he's straddled, but he does have a last action. Let's see if he... Oh, man, he decides to go all in. Billy raised it up to 240. And he called. AD goes all in, and nobody calls. Everybody gets out of there. AD picking up a cool $500 pre-flop. Not a bad way to do it. Didn't even have to sweat that. And that's the advantage to the straddle. That's the... If you can straddle and pick up ace-king every time, that's the way to do it. Good straddle strategy. Strategy. And we are still doing Hold'em, though. We only have a couple hands left of Hold'em. You saw earlier it was hand 58. These PLO hands tend to last a little bit longer. You saw that last Hold'em hand didn't even make it to the flop. AD picks up the ace Quisha of clubs. Raises it up to 85. Let's see if he gets everybody out of the way again. Take it down pre-flop. Back-to-back suited ace Broadway cards. Ace king to ace queen. You love to see that. Earlier today I was playing online. I got queens. Took down a pot with that. Next hand I got pocket kings. So I know my luck for the rest of the night's not going to be that great. Call me superstitious, but that's how I feel. If you run really good in one game, you're probably not going to run that great in the next one. And we do get an ace on the flop. Ace, king, jack is the flop. And AD with a pair of aces and a Broadway draw does decide to bet it. Takes down the pot. AD still at 2.3K now. Picking it up, picking it up. You love to see that. Gakko at 3.1, Michael at 4.1, and of course the chip leaders remain the same. Still a lot of money at this table. And this table is going to be going long after the stream ends. A lot of times they're still going at 2, 3, 4 in the morning. So you're not too late. If you're watching this, you want to come out and play some poker action, you think, this stack size is about right. This is about right for me. I want to dip my toes in. If that's what you're thinking, then you've got plenty of time to come out here and put your name on the list and get in on that table. There is a lot of action out there. Now, I do believe that we do a 70% match even on the live stream games, but even still, that should put you at about 7K right now, a little over that. But even still, 3K is the max standard buy-in, so that's still plenty of chips out there to be dangerous, plenty of chips to double up from. Jimmy actually looking like he's set mining with that pair of eights in his hand on the dealer button. And let's see if Jimmy can keep that hot streak alive. Does he hit the set of eights? No, he's got gut. No, he's not got a gut shot. But he's got 3 to a straight. Unfortunately, Heap flops a set. Sorry, a flush. Getting my words all mixed up. Heap flops a flush. I don't know why that's a tongue twister to me. But it is. And he's got the queen high flush to boot. So, not bad. Does end up betting 175. Gets a caller from Jade. One customer comes along. Turn is a 4. Jade with the mystery hand. Don't know what she has. And he throws out a clump of greenies. Bet is 500. Jade does put it in. Jade likely has a flush as well. I believe what we're seeing right now is flush over flush. Either that or Jade has the ace of hearts and is trying to... It is hot in here. I was just commenting on that. We've got a mystery hand here. I was trying to guess Jade's hand. She's been calling Heap all the way down. The flop came all hearts, and he's obviously got a flush.
She's got to have an ace.
She's
or
got to
king of
have at
hearts.
least an ace of hearts.
Ace or king of hearts. She's got a good stack, huh?
She's got a great stack. Yeah, she's. We're keeping it PG. We're talking about her chips, but yes, she does have a lot of chips. It's a little hot in here. I was commenting. Basil sat in for a minute and then decided to take off. I said that's probably why we have guests. It just gets too hot for everybody. Oh, and Heap goes all in, and Jade snap calls. Ooh. And Jade must have made a set there. That's what I'm thinking. Jade had probably a set of 6s or 7s.
Yeah, it's a good. I don't see a whole lot of two-pair range there. I mean, Jack King.
Yeah.
I don't know how the action went.
But for her to call on the flop and on the turn, especially Heap's big bets.
Was he making big bets? No, $3,000 pot.
He was making big bets. Yeah, 3K pot. Not bad. But that makes the most sense. And Jade, free rolling, probably doesn't care. Doing very well tonight, Jade.
Very good, very good.
Very good indeed. Probably about 10 minutes. A couple more hands. And we do go for 3 hours here on the live stream, so it kind of depends on when the stream starts. I was running a little late today. Sorry about that, Brendan.
It's okay.
But did make it in on time for the start of the stream. And we typically start around 8:15, 8:20, 8:25, something like that. But tonight, we've got a couple hands left. I hope you enjoyed being with us. I hope you enjoyed the live stream. Got the summer series coming up, yeah?
Yes, absolutely. So we have, not more importantly than the summer series, but just as important, June, we started a 4-month-long point series for all of our tournaments. And this point series is actually more attendance-based than results-based.
So you're saying even if someone, I don't know who, came in 23rd on the free roll, probably still got like 1 or 2 points.
Right. So no matter where you finish, you're going to get, we have a point scale depending on the buy-ins and things of that nature. And so what's going to happen is at the end of 4 months, so it'll end on September 29th. I believe that's a Thursday, if I'm not mistaken. And October 2nd will be a Sunday. The top 25% of the amount of players played that have the biggest or most points are going to play in a $25,000 free roll.
Woo!
So that's a $25,000 free roll. All we're looking for is you to come out, help us, support us, play some tournaments, and that's that. In our summer series, we will be doubling all of the points.
Wow. Okay.
So you come and you play one of these tournaments. Maybe it's normally 2 points. It's now going to be 4 points. Things like that. We do have some different tournaments that we've added to this summer series. We do have a big bounty tournament. We obviously have the natural ones of the freeze out and the high roller.
Now, am I reading that big bounty right? It's $300 if you knock someone out?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah. And actually, before we start this, at the end of June, the last Sunday in June, we have a $500 bounty. That's
Woo.
a $500 buy-in with a $500
Woo.
bounty.
So you knock one player out.
And you got
You
500.
could be the fish and you're breaking even.
And there you go. So we do have all that. We are opening up the Big O tournament, naming that the Clydester for Clyde.
The Clydester, love
Right.
it.
So all the Big O fans, we will have a nice tournament for you. And then on Sunday, the 17th, which will be the day 2 for the main event, we're also going to have a nice fun one. And it is an all-in or fold. That's right. It's an all-in or fold. And it's just $100. Those are going to be a lot of fun. We did a double board bomb pot tournament on Wednesday. That was a big success.
We had the winner in here earlier.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Basil took it down.
Yeah. So listen. We're trying some new things. Like I said when I first got here, we're We're going to shake things up. We have a couple new experienced dealers from Choctaw. One's from Kentucky.
Fantastic people all around.
So all around, we're really trying to do what we can for all of our patrons. We really appreciate you guys coming out, supporting us. Hope we can make this a fun room. Obviously, the action is here.
Intense.
We don't have to do anything for
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
Just come and it's here.
You saw that movie, There Will Be Blood. Here at Kojak's, there will be action.
Yeah, absolutely. So come on out for our summer series. Again, that's going to be July 9th through the 17th. But prior to that, like I said, we do have tournaments on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday. We added an extra day. That Wednesday we added in. But we are adding 2 free rolls.
Woo.
Next free roll is this Wednesday coming up.
I will
so that's
be there.
6:30, and I think the last one had over 5,000 in it.
That was an excellent free
Something like
roll.
that, right?
Fantastic.
Yeah.
If you're new to the game like I am, you want some table time.
Yeah,
free roll
exactly.
is one of the best ways to do it.
Yeah, and again, it was a big success. Obviously, everyone came out,
Yeah.
had a good time.
Oh man,
it's-
drinks were had.
Drinks were had. BYOB, guys.
That's it. They got a nice fridge in the back.
So
Keeping it cool. But
But-
yeah, it sounds like July is going to be a fantastic month. It looks like June's got a lot to look forward to.
So June's got a lot. Then we jump into July, and then before you know it, we have August, and that's when people are going to come back from vacation.
Right.
School's going to starting, and then
WSOP starts.
well,
right
WSOP
around then,
already started.
Oh, it did?
Yep.
I am behind.
Yep, it started a couple days ago. I have a couple friends that have actually already cashed, so congratulations
What?
to them. Yeah, in the first
This
few
guy's in high
events.
company.
So, absolutely. Lots of things going on. And as always, we're open to suggestions. So, you have a tournament you want. If you want to rent out the room, please give us a call, shoot us a note, stop on in. We're happy to do what we can for you.
And like I said, if you see George's home game in Clyde's room, you know where to be.
That's
gonna
easy
be
money.
easy money.
You need your mortgage paid that month? Come on down.
If you have a mortgage, you're doing better than most.
If you need your rent paid, if you need to fill up your gas tank.
That's exactly what it is. George will be providing gift certificates basically for all of that. Oh man, but what a fun night we've had so far. I think we're about to wrap up here. We've only got a couple of hands left, so again, we really appreciate you commenting.
Yeah.
River King Poker, howdy. What's going on, buddy? I hope you join us for the June series and the mini main series in July. And if you got your own channel, everybody, sounds like he does, subscribe to River King Poker. I'm going to go ahead and
Very
make
nice.
the official count here for the number of comments. Basil's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. What up doesn't count. 14. And then Ryan's got 1,
Well, Basil was able to
2,
do this
3.
as he was home.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Whoops.
He was watching, and now he's here getting ready to play. So, hats off to Basil. We appreciate you.
Wow. And Ryan actually takes it down. Ryan
All right.
wins the pat on the back with 18 comments.
Come on in for your
Come on in, Ryan.
collect your reward.
It'll be a long trip from Vegas, but I hope you're doing well tonight.
We appreciate it as always. We will take care, sir.
Yes, sir.
We'll see you in Clyde's room for your private game.
That's it. I'll have to make sure I make flyers and let everybody know, hey, come on down, because I don't want to be sitting there by myself.
I'm sure we'll fill it up for you. All right, have a good
All right.
night, everybody.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Brendan. And it looks like we are in the last hand right now. Yes. And the last hand looks like an action hand. Michael with the ace-king suited. A lot of diamonds out there once again. Diamonds be hitting tonight. So if you do come down to Kojak's, make sure to play your diamonds because it looks like those, just a lot of them are coming up on the deck. Flop is queen 9-8. That gives Billy up and down straight draws. And Michael, I think, gets there to a straight. Jade with the spades doesn't quite get there. spade draw is impossible now. She's still got a fair amount of equity, 25%. Michael looking to get to Broadway. He's got the up and down. Or does he have a... He already has a straight. 8, 9, 10, Jack, Queen. Michael's got a higher straight than Billy. Or Billy has a gut shot. My bad. Sorry about that. Take another shot. And again, make sure you come out and check out the series. Get as many points as you can. You can be like me. You can be a fish. You can still get points and get some free stuff. I'll have to talk to Brendan and see if there's maybe some swag that some of the third place and fourth place points players can get. But we'll see. And like he said, they're open to suggestions here at Kojak. So if you have a good idea, I don't know if we'll cut you in on the profits. Kidding. But if you have a good idea, you wanna bring something to the table, quite literally, feel free to make suggestions. The staff here, everybody, is very, very accommodating. Michael straight holds for the last hand. And Michael picks up 1.9K profit on that 2.7K pot. Looks like he did good right there on the last hand of the night. Again, we really appreciate you guys watching. We really appreciate you commenting. Congratulations, Ryan. You won the pat on the back. Come check us out here at Kojak's. You were saying you missed us, so next time you come, make sure to shoot us a text, and I'll give you that pat. And we really appreciate you guys watching. Stay up with us on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. Next week, we'll be doing another live stream, and I think this $10 game really went over well. So, maybe doing another one next weekend. If you want to get in on that action, make sure to let us know and get on the list. Until next time, everybody, I hope you stay safe tonight, and I hope the cards are dealt in your favor. Have fun, everybody. We're signing off.